Sometimes the world just needs a hero to help cut through all the noise.
Well, now you have two.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another episode of your Heroes of Noise. I'm one half of this dynamic duo. My name is Steve.
And I am Dan. Welcome to episode 178 and Happy New Year, everybody. How's it going? We hope you guys are safe, just as safe as you were like a couple nights ago. You know, no fingers are blown off or anything like that. Everyone had fun. Everyone was boozed up if they wanted to be. No one died or anything like that. You know what? If you're here, I guess that's the case because you're not listening from the dead. Welcome to the show. What's happening? How was that for a babble, Steve? Right off the bat.
I love it. I love what you just did. You made the intro solid for the first episode in 2022. Life is good. Life is wonderful. Now, what they don't understand right now is that we still have the energy of a first podcast of 2022. We've already done two, Dan.
And both of them were a hit. Let me tell you what.
This is our second podcast.
Yeah, you guys want to hear some shit? Listen to this. So I don't really want to bash this company because I think that when you're trying to improve things, sometimes you take a couple steps back and things don't work as well as they should. But Steve, I think you'll echo my sentiment on this one right now. Riverside.fm is just pissing me off to the point where we lost our Patreon show, which was supposed to be our last one of December. And then we just finished, I don't know what the hell that was, trying to use it to record this episode. And I think we got 25 minutes into it and we just were like, this is garbage. So we stopped. So we're now using Zoom, just like, electric shock.
Go on.
Yeah. So we're copying you guys now. That's how it is. We're going to go the way of, electric shock. Because you know what? British people are classy. English folks are classy.
So should I be absolutely enthusiastically happy about whatever you do because I'm a nice guy?
Are you trying to say you're being the role of Rob?
I am.
I'm only asking because you've mentioned that before.
I need to do way better. I need to do way better, dude.
You know what? This is a new year, Steve. You start off, you just do better. I'll do better if you do better.
Will you?
I will. Yeah, for sure. See how agreeable this is?
See that?
Yeah, that was a bit much, but I like that you're going there.
I could legit talk to Rob about it. Like if I ever come up with a new project, I'm calling him first. I'll be like, okay, I have a freaking album and it's all about listening to the sounds of ants. What do you think? He'd be like, is it? Oh, it sounds marvelous. I'll be like, yeah.
It's lovely, isn't it? So ants are a right good time.
Is that how he talks?
I don't know. They didn't say I had a Rob impression set up. I'm not trying to offend the man.
I mean, I think I'm going to get a Rob impression fairly soon here. I got Bucks.
I got Bucks too. I got Bucks down, I think. But Rob is just nothing but
happiness,
kindness coming through your headphones. Love the guy.
He could actually play Willy Wonka.
Yeah. Come with me and you'll be.
Hey, he was in theater.
That's true.
He could totally do it.
So was Bucks. Bucks could be Slugworth.
Oh, yeah. Bucks would be a serious Willy Wonka. Come with me. But whoa, easy now.
Grandpa Joe. And guess what? His last name is Bucket.
Wait a minute. How did I not put
How the fuck did I not? How am I just thinking of this right now? How have we known this guy 5 years and it's the first time I've ever put the two together?
What?
I'm kind of blown away, to be honest with you. I don't know why. I just seem like I should know these things. I love the Willy Wonka. He's a Buck. He could be Grandpa John. Grandpa John, Grandpa Joe. Uh-huh. It's working out, my man.
That is so cool.
Be like, Grandpa Joe, why is she acting that way? Because she's a nitwit, Charlie.
Buckets.
Oh, I never thought that I could be over the world in ecstasy, but nevertheless, like that, mate. Keep Hello, chaps. What's up, John? How you doing, man? Happy New Year to you.
Man, I love them. I love them both. I
love them too. I'm so bummed about that Patreon show, man. I'm in the process right now of talking with Riverside FM, and I'm trying to get the track. What happened was they said they had it was just Steve and I at first, and then John jumped on. And then we ended up the conversation completely changed and we went all over the place and we had a great time. And when it was time to get the tracks, they gave me 50 seconds worth of Steve's track out of an hour and a half conversation. And I'm in the process right now of trying to figure this out. I really hope we get it because it was a pretty fun show. And maybe, just maybe, Steve, I'll just put it out for everyone to hear because it was pretty
That was
pretty
really
awesome.
fun. So, Dan, are you saying instead of Riverside FM, you're saying Riverside FM?
Yeah, I am today. I am for sure, man.
You're done.
Seriously, like, I'm going to break down just a quick little transaction of how it is. Like, if you have a problem with Riverside.fm, and again, I'm just mad at them right now. I think they have a fine product that just needs a little tweaking right now. But they don't, their customer service, like, you can't just call them up and ask for help. It's a chat. So it's like, and you know what? It's like chatting, like when Steve and I chat. It'll be like one thing, and then 24 hours, and then another thing that doesn't answer the first thing. So I'm like, hey, this is my problem. These are the track. I have a missing track. And oh, that was the other thing too. The tracks were there. Like it was 50 seconds, but it was there. And then all the tracks just disappeared. So I'm like, hey, these tracks are gone now, man. What's going on? And they're like, and that was the first thing. And then it goes, well, can you give me the track number? And I said, there is no track number to give you. And then that was a 24-hour wait. And then I got everything, literally one word, everything. So this is going to take like a week and a half to figure this out.
Oh, for sure, dude.
You know, we'll
For
see
sure.
how it goes. I got my fingers crossed, but we've been having nothing but bad luck the last couple weeks with Riverside.fm. So we are trying something new. Actually, we're kind of going back to the way it was, Steve.
Little
that
bit.
logic again.
A little bit. It seems like you
very
learned
logical.
Zoom pretty fast here, dude.
No, I meandered through it. I just don't know, like, if we were actually using video, if I would be able to see you right now, because all I see is me.
You totally would see me.
I don't know.
You totally would see me. And the good thing about Zoom is, I mean, we know that the only reason that it has to be legit is because of how many accounts it has. It has colleges. So it can't be cutting out a lot, at least. They have college accounts. So
Yeah. I mean, professional radio shows like, say, Howard Stern, they're using Zoom right now. That's how they're getting by.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they're going through Zoom. He hasn't been in the studio for over a year.
Oh, he's never coming back. I think he loves it.
He doesn't want to.
Exactly. He's like, this is kind of dope.
He doesn't even leave his house. It's funny. He talks about it all the time. He's an old ass man now, and he just wants to stay inside his house with his wife. I think she's going to dump him.
Random question. How much was his deal with that radio station, the
most recent Sirius deal?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. His initial deal back in 2006 was $500 million.
Are you freaking kidding me?
$500 million in 2006.
Well worth it, though. That dude can make people say some dumb stuff. And you know what? He's gotten smarter with age.
He really has. Like, I know a lot of people are always going to not forgive him for shit but you know, 90s mentality, particularly in the entertainment industry, was so different back then and so forgiving about things that it's hard to be like, well, I'm going to be mad at him for that shit, because that's what he was allowed to do. Granted, it's tacky, and there's some things that he's actually gone back and like not defended, but sort of like and not necessarily apologized either, but acknowledged it and said, yeah, I've changed my ways a little bit. And, you know, he still keeps his show funny and filthy, which is the way I actually like to listen to Howard Stern.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are kind of mad at him now because he's pissed. Like, he's gone very, well, to some, he's just too liberal now. You know what I mean? Which is fine with me. I'm just digging listening to it. And it's funny as hell. But he lost a huge fan base over the last few years.
And when we say huge fan base, that's like a little bit. I bet you when they see how many people actually listen to him, it's really, I would not be surprised if he's just like, it makes no difference.
It doesn't make it. He don't care. He's getting paid either way.
Still a ton of people listen because he's entertaining.
He's
an
very
entertaining interviewer. He'll make people say, even like he's not one of those that just say, okay, I say this to Paul McCartney. He just talks to him. He's one of those conversationalists that are just like, yeah, I know how to talk to anybody.
Yeah, you know what? Like, I put Stern down for quite a while, not for any particular reason other than I was just listening to more podcasts and what have you. But I've been listening over the last couple of months, and he's been outstanding, dude. I mean, I don't get pissed off by stupid things, and you know, if it's worth getting pissed off about, I will. But I know there's just a lot of people that have that. He's got that veil over him that they will never allow to be lifted, and that's fine. But for me, I'm totally digging the shit out of it. It's worth the price of my subscription.
He's not one of those where if you listen to him, I judge you. There are podcasters that if someone's like, so I was listening to such and such, I'm like, oh, I've already changed what I think about you. No question.
Oh yeah, I'm sure someone's like, ugh, with me saying that, but I don't care.
No. I guarantee you're not going to get the reaction that if you told somebody, certain people that you like and respect, that you're like, dude, Rogan had a great show. Even if they didn't say anything to you, in their brain, they changed the way they thought about you. They're like, oh,
gee, I just pulled it up right now. He re-upped for the same price, $500 million.
How, dog?
And the show gets to be shorter now. It's only 3 hours versus 4 hours a day. And I think it's only Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Dude, 4 hours is
from
a lot
his
of
home.
talking now.
from his home. Oh, tell me about it. I know, but I'm just and he has a whole team of people. There's a lot that goes into this show. There's writing sessions. There's meetings prior to. I would love that, but
he's. I mean, look, man. I remember what he used to have is maybe he has a show on the E channel, E channel.
Yeah, he used to have that
video show. I was like, that was the first time I saw that. Oh, this guy is never going away because I don't even like his show and I'm entertained right now.
Yeah, you're watching it. You probably watched it till the end, but you're like, not really my thing. But it is. It becomes your thing after a while. If you keep listening, you just end up getting it. I'm not here to promote Howard Stern or anything like that or be a pro Howard Stern guy, but I have been enjoying the show.
Well, interviews are a tough those are a tough I could see how it's if I had an interview, I would not be able to take notes. I would have to be like, I need to approach this interview like we're friends. Like I'm just trying to learn about this person. Some people can just be like, oh, I'm going to be able to dissect and do this note thing. I can't do it. And that's a gift to be able to say, oh, I read up on this person and I have notes about this person and I can groove them into this thing.
He does the research. He reads the book. I mean, he says he reads the book. Maybe he has someone reading the book for him and giving him notes, but
regardless, it's there.
And he's able to talk about it too. I think he does read the books actually, because guy doesn't do much else, and
you know what,
he's able to like wax about the book as versus going, I see here that in 1917, I don't know why I said that year, but you know what I'm saying, I see here that you did this, like a lot of talk show hosts do. They have it all written out, and so I understand you're a bit of a juggler, and they're like, you don't want to see me do that right now, would you audience? They're like, it's fucking all planned, and I don't believe that his show's planned that way outside of a few like topics that he wants to talk about. In fact, we haven't really been doing many interviews, but honestly, he's kind of like my inspiration. When I know we're going to do an interview, I start listening to him. Not to copy him, but just to kind of like relax the flow a little bit, because I used to get so nervous when we did interviews. And now it's like, I don't know. Now it's just like talking to people, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm good like that. It's just that it helps me to kind of relax and not be all, okay, next question. You know what I mean?
I totally get it. No, I know. I think my inspiration's Oprah. In my brain, she's the best interviewer that's ever walked the planet. She just has it, which is why she's probably, quite wealthy.
Yeah, they're both like just ridiculous. Multiple mansions.
Dude. The Oprah has like I said, a street that only leads to her compound in Hawaii.
That's ridiculous. My man has 2 whole floors in the building he lives in New York. He doesn't live in it. He owns he owns 2 floors of this building in New York. He has a mansion in the Hamptons, and then I think he's got another one in Florida, which is his main base.
Jeez, dude.
They're like $52 million homes.
Good Lord, man.
That's a true number because I just read that the other day.
How old is he? 60 something?
He's 67 years old.
I wonder if
the article that I was reading where I was learning all this stuff, it was actually not the most like pro Stern article, because they do say that he's a bit of a tyrant to work with. And I can believe that, just the way they say that like Ellen was, or you know what I mean? He's
when you're surrounded by yes people,
surrounded by yes people, and if you're not a yes person, you're out.
There's very few people that you talk to where their employees are just like, look, this person is just a marvel to work with. And when your employees say it, you're like, and they're not working with you anymore, they were just wonderful people to work with. And it's far and few between, bro.
If you could work for, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I have a question. Mm-hmm. If you could work for any like talk show host in that vein of entertainment, for the purposes of like, you would think it would be like the ideal setting, or at least maybe the most healthy environment out of all the other ones. What do you think?
Oprah.
You think so?
Absolutely.
You think I know Oprah's kind like on screen, but do you think she would, like, I have a feeling Oprah, much like Stern, has that whole like, don't look at her in the hallway.
I don't think she has that. What she has is, hey Steve, when can you give me that article? Give me 15 minutes. And at 14 minutes and 59 seconds, she's like, you said 15 minutes. But it will force me to be professional on a different, like when if I say 15 minutes the next time, she'll be like, 15 for real? Be like, okay, you know what? Let's go 20 minutes. You're like, exactly. Because I will be waiting for that, So I think she forced you. You can't just be lollygagging, because she has an empire. Her name, when you can put O and people automatically know it's Oprah for a letter, you have an empire now.
That's like print stuff right there.
Exactly. She has an empire. And so she's not going to let some dude that's not doing the, article research in time, mess that up. And I don't think she's a cruel person. I don't think.
I'm hoping that Stern's not, but because it did come from like disgruntled employees. But I was looking for, there used to be this guy on the show. His name's Scott the engineer, and he's not with the show anymore. And I was like, where'd that guy go? I didn't really notice he was gone. And then suddenly I just realized, hey, I haven't heard this guy's voice for a long time. And I guess he got fired from the show. And then the article started talking about like Artie Lang, but Artie Lang is all fucked up. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
You fired me. Yeah, dude, you were falling asleep. He doesn't even look
the same, dude.
You were falling asleep from heroin while on the show.
Yeah.
You struck somebody on the show. I could see that one too. But some of his interns, I stuck around for a couple years with no benefits and stuff like that. And then at the same time, it's kind of like, well, is that on you though?
Yeah.
Or I don't know how it goes. I'm not going to defend the guy, but I do dig me some Stern. But you know who I think my candidate for being like one of the most, and I hope I'm right on this, my candidate for being one of the most pleasant people to work for, like on a talk show setting, I think would be Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, I could see that.
I think that guy's like awesome, dude.
I haven't heard any drama from that.
No.
Yeah, for sure. He's the, and he now this is my imagination. I would imagine if he got snippy with you, all of a sudden, like you'd get a Christmas present being like, you know what? That was my bad. I was going through a little bit of a thing.
I can see that. He's very generous, man. Like, and again, getting back to Stern, he's on there all the time. And when those two are talking, that's fantastic radio right there.
Jimmy Kimmel, and I like the fact that his favorite song of all time is one of my favorites, "The Secret of Life" by James Taylor.
How did you get, where's this fun fact coming from?
I listened to one of his interviews a while back. One of those, the ones that are like, this is a guy that interviews people that they don't just say, hey, tell me your life story. They actually say, all right, here are the final questions of every show. And one of them was like, what's your favorite song of all time? And he said, "Secret of Life." I said, oh my God. I love, that's my jam right there. And so, it's a beautiful song. But, Jimmy Kimmel's a really good interview, man. He's a really good interview.
And he's come into his own over the last decade. I mean, he's always been
from
good.
From the Man Show.
Yeah, from the Man Show with Adam Corolla.
And Corolla's gone the opposite direction.
Yeah.
You notice he hasn't had him on.
But they're really good friends still. It's funny that you mentioned that because I started looking around online and I wanted to know because they're so, from the outside, from my perspective, they seem so different. Their political views are so different. Their just personal views they're just, everything about them is like opposite. And somehow they still get along. They do 2 steps forward, 2 steps back.
Well, opposite the track, yeah. I think the big thing is they both, like Jimmy had maybe he didn't even recognize it, but there was a fork in the road for him. And they just took different forks. One went one way, and I'm sure Adam Carolla at the time thought that was the way. Like, this is where the world is going. And Kimmel just went a different way, and he became a freaking late night star. It's just, Now I will say that there is one, I think I'm the only one. No, I'm not the only one. I know that for a fact. But Corden, dude, he's super nice, but man, dude, bonkers he drives me.
I won't really bash the guy.
I will not. He's wonderful.
He is. He seems like a wonderful person. I was just listening, speaking to Stern again, I was just listening to a wonderful interview with him.
But when he did that traffic thing and started, holding up traffic, dancing in the street, people were recording it being like, I have places to go. And because LA is not impressed with that at all. They're like, I got places.
I got a 3-hour commute to drive 20 miles to get your ass out the road.
Exactly. They're like, we don't care who's dressed up like Cinderella right now. I need to get somewhere. This is not funny anymore. And I'm like, it's funny to see LA people like, I just don't care about this little TikTok you're doing at all. Can we go? And that thing where people are like, that would get a little bit, if that's his thing. And then obviously, that thing where you said Grohl was getting where he's just everywhere.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I was just about to ask you, do you think that James Corden's overexposed?
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
And
with you
Kimmel
100%.
doesn't do that. Mm-mm. Kimmel does what he does. And he's like, if you don't want to watch me, good news. You'll never see me except if it's 11. If you don't want to watch me, you don't have to. Whereas James Corden, he just might be in the movie you're watching right now. And then on a commercial for freaking a Keurig. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, okay, but I get it because he's going to be the one that sets up his whole Corden lineage. And they'll be like, why do we have all this money? Be like, well, there's this dude that used to annoy the hell out of people.
He's doing it right.
Hey.
I mean, the guy's totally successful. It's, you know how like people do those stupid petitions though?
Oh yeah.
For I don't want this movie to come out or something
stupid,
like that. They were doing one for him because they don't want him to be in the new Wicked movie because there's just too many musicals that he's in that he ruins.
That is so funny. People are serious about their Wicked. I've never seen it. Maj loved it.
I've seen the musical twice. It's really good.
He really
not like there's a movie version or anything yet, but I've seen Wicked twice.
Yeah, it's tough. I can understand why he wants to, he just wants to be. He's probably dreamt of this for his whole life, man. And
I wish him nothing but success.
So do I. Totally.
Just because if I get annoyed with the guy, I'll just change the channel.
Simple as that.
That's it.
I mean, like now that I don't really watch TV as much, I do on demand and stuff. I don't see commercials anymore. So I don't really see him, but I could understand how it could be a lot. I loved his, what was that, carpool karaoke with Stevie? That was fantastic.
Yeah, he's had some good ones. There's some really funny video of him and Ariana Grande going through haunted house or not escape rooms, but like a haunted house situation.
Yes.
Maybe an escape room. Maybe it's like a combination, but it's really funny. You should check that out.
So speaking of Ariana Grande, she was in a movie I meant to finish.
Didn't finish it yet, huh?
Man, my head was kicking.
How far are you before we say anything?
Well, the thing is, there's not like spoilers in this movie because I've read on Twitter what pretty much happens, but it's because I guess this isn't the movie where spoilers are a thing, really. But
yeah, it's you kind of know what's coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Don't Look Up. I think Adam McKay's doing himself a disservice.
How so?
Stay off Twitter. Just don't even go back and forth with folks.
Oh, he's arguing with them because of is it all political stuff?
Oh man, like people are like, we didn't like the movie. Well, if you didn't like the movie, maybe you just don't care about global warming. And they're like, really? That's what we're doing today? Like that thing is like, because I didn't like your movie, this isn't, and then they ask a great question. Well, if it's so serious a movie, what was okay, well then tell me what we do. What's the solving of this? Or is this just a satire? And there is no point to you. And he goes back and forth with them. And then someone else made a point where it's like, all he's doing is causing a ruckus to try to get an Oscar nod. And that's when everybody was like, oh. And so
he certainly has a cast. Like, I'm not saying anything about the movie just yet, but he certainly has a cast that might be worthy of an Oscar.
That's what he's trying to do. Because he's like, if you don't like this movie, you don't care about global warming. And that's a great little thing to do. And now everybody's like, no, we do care. And so they might go ahead and put it up there. It's really slick, dude. It's a slick thing because even the guy that he said that to, or the critic, I don't remember who, they like, well, maybe it's just not important. They're kind of like, okay. All right. But here's the thing.
Back away from this conversation now.
I am so biased. Like I'm so biased, dude. You know me and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Most of this cast for me, bro, is like that.
Really?
Okay. Leonardo DiCaprio is probably my favorite actor.
In the world?
If you were to ask me off the top of my head, who would I pick? I would instantly think of Leonardo DiCaprio. Okay. I'm not saying it's debatable. I'm not saying that I might not change. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, I'm not saying
my mind.
But can I name a few people for you then?
Sure.
Leonardo versus, and this is just actors.
Uh-oh. Are we heading into this game? Because I can do that. That's fine.
Meryl Streep.
I think it's apples and oranges, though.
Wow.
Well, actor, are we going actor, actress, or just
actors in general? Who's better?
I think they're both fantastic.
But who is your favorite between the two?
Between the two, God, that's really hard to say, bro.
She has a catalog.
Yeah, I love Meryl Streep, dude. I don't even know. I guess for the purposes of this conversation, maybe I'll go Meryl Streep, but still, okay. On an average day, if you were to go, who's your favorite actor? I would say Leo.
You're putting him over Brad Pitt.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Honestly, bro, I like Brad Pitt. No, hear me out.
Okay.
I like Brad Pitt a lot. And I pretty much see every movie that he's in. But I don't even want to use the word overrated. I just think that sometimes he's one of those guys that has ability to like phone in a thing and people bite. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
I'm biting, yeah, for sure.
So me too. But at the same time, I would not put him in the same league.
No, because technically in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, he played himself and Leonardo DiCaprio played someone else. He played Brad Pitt.
That's true. That's pretty
and
true.
then Leonardo was like, I'll do it for both of us. I'll play a different person.
Yeah, because it's like when you watch that movie, great example, by the way, when you watch that movie, that's exactly it. You've seen, and it's not an insult to him, but you've seen what Brad Pitt's performance is, let's leave out the script. Just that performance you've seen before. This is actually leading me to something, by the way, that I want to talk about with you.
Oh, I can't wait.
Because I think we might just take this in. Let's just jump around a little bit. It's the first show of the year. We'll jump around.
Like House of Pain, not House. Yeah, House of Pain.
You know what I'm saying? Just jump up and get down.
Hey, it's 2022.
It's 2022, dude. We can do whatever we want.
That's what I did learn something about you. I didn't know you thought that highly of Leonardo DiCaprio.
Really? No, I've always said that.
I didn't know. You never said that he's your favorite actor on the planet.
Oh, well, and I still haven't said that, Steve.
You did. You said if you were to ask me,
I will tell you exactly what I said.
Okay.
I said if you were to ask me right now, off the top of my head, who I would pick as my favorite actor, that's the first name that's going to come up.
Yeah.
But it's not set in stone.
But
it's just the random pool that you know what I mean?
That
would
mean
it's
your favorite actor then.
Then maybe that's the case. It's just a case closed situation.
That's beautiful though, because I love me and Leonardo. Even though I just watched Casino and my lord, Robert De Niro.
Yeah. And again, it's really hard, man, because they all kind of live in that Scorsese world. The people that I really
what?
like.
You're right, dude.
Yeah. I like all the Scorsese
Dang
actors.
it, dude.
And someone else who, if we're talking about the movie, do you want to talk about the movie, or let's not get
absolutely.
There
Let's
yet?
talk about the movie.
We'll get there in just a second, but because we were talking about the whole like same performance, right? Same performance over and over again. Brad Pitt tends to do that, but I don't really
know where you're going.
Dude, listen, I think I pissed some people off when I put something up. Okay, here's another example. Okay, what do you think I'm going to say? Is it something that you saw, or do you just think I know where I'm going?
I just know what you're thinking.
Go for it.
Jonah Hill.
Yes. Thank you. Because look, listen to me. I like Jonah Hill. Like I usually go to see his movies too, you know? And if you want to give me like a peek, if you ask me, give me a peek Jonah Hill performance, I'm going with Wolf of Wall Street. Okay. Because when I see that character, I don't really see Jonah Hill. And it's not that I don't like what I'm about to talk about, but the performance that he puts in this movie, Don't Look Up. I've seen that dude many times. And putting that particular character into that particular situation, it didn't work for me. In fact, I think he was the worst part of the movie.
Really?
If I'm speaking truth.
He might be. Well, I don't think there's an argument there. He for sure. Everyone else, yeah. I mean, that's not a controversial.
It could be like this though. They could have said, hey, I want you to do that Jonah Hill thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Do that Jonah Hill thing here, man, because that's what I need for this character. Fine. But I don't want to see like the chief of staff talk about, I like dope stuff and that was just, I'm sorry. I love Jonah Hill, but I just thought he sucked in this movie. And I think that he kind of took away from it. I'll just tell you, I'll start off by saying I liked the movie, but I really do feel he was the worst part of it. And I'm sure I'm going to get jumped on again because people already were like, what do you mean you're wrong, sir.
What do you mean again? Wrong. You put that on Twitter?
Because I put something up on, it's nothing. It's not even like a dramatic thing. I just put something up on Facebook and most people tend to they were disagreeing.
Oh, in the group?
Yeah, my homie Tim.
Dude, for sure.
Yeah, they didn't like that.
That's at JonahHill.com, bro.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. It's like that character in another movie would probably be okay. I just, for whatever reason, it felt forced in this one.
He was good with that movie with Brad Pitt, Moneyball.
Yeah, another great performance.
But he was kind of like this, though. He was kind of like that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
You're right, dude.
Because he's capable of great acting. Honestly, Wolf of Wall Street, that is a fantastic performance. And he's just he seems to be like a likable guy. I don't know.
Oh no, he seems really cool. He's really into body positivity. Like, he had a thing on Twitter where people were just really complimenting on how much weight he lost. He said, don't do that. Which either weight I gained or weight I lost. What you're saying is you used to be fat and now you look better. He said, this is just not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he's a good guy.
I saw him go off on a interviewer one time for something like that.
What?
Yeah.
Can you send me the clip?
I can pull it up at some point. But yeah, he was just basically he basically just told him, this is fucking lame. Like, that's the kind of questions you're going to ask. Fuck you.
Jonah Hill?
Yeah.
I would not see that coming at all from him.
Okay, hold on. Pause.
I don't see that coming at all from Jonah Hill.
Let me see. Let me pause real quick and let me get it.
How's it going? Hi, how's it going? It's great to be here.
Yeah,
I gotta say, guys, really enjoyed the film.
Thank you. I'm glad you liked it.
This is from Superbad.
What is the question I'm most sick of today?
Probably like
What does it mean to be super bad?
Yeah, what does it mean to be super bad? Or like, what was your high school experience like, or something like that?
What does it mean to be super bad?
Being super bad is like, just like eat.
I
don't know that like.
Right. What is it?
Ben Stiller is 5'2" and he weighs 110 pounds. He's in.
What will you do when your career's over?
Oi.
In a couple of months.
Oi.
What the fuck, man? Are you deliberately trying to do this to like get a rise out? Is this English dry wit, or are you just a fucking asshole? I don't understand. Can you just ask a normal question?
I think we've got off on the wrong foot here. I just wanted to sort of like ask, let's keep the questions light. Can skinny people really be funny? Because Jonah is clearly more funny than you in the film.
Oh, dude, what?
We've done
Okay,
20 fucking
what
movies
is
today, and
happening?
I feel like you're personally just coming after me, and I just feel like I don't know what I'm just kind of not really in the mood to do this. We don't need this interview. We've done 20 interviews. It's not fun.
Sorry.
You know how badly I want to. No, you think it's funny? You think this is all a big fucking joke?
And the guy's like, you have to understand, I'll send it to you just so you can watch it. This fucking clown, he has a right, first of all, to be mad. But this interviewer is like laughing at him as he's saying this to him.
Dude,
he's laughing
I am
and smiling.
so uncomfortable right now.
It's bad, but listen, so he had a right to, but you wanted to see it or hear it. And here it is. But
Holy
hold on, we'll
cow.
finish it up. Here we go.
This is what we're here. We don't need to be here. We're here to try and sell the movie. We're not here to be your fucking friend. Don't laugh like you're my friend, okay? I would fucking knock your teeth out of your dumb fucking English skull if Michael. Hey, fuck no. I don't fucking calm me down, dude. Now we do this all day. I'm tired. I want to go home. I have other shit I want to do too. So I'll fucking go over there and rip your fucking hair out of your head if you don't shut up.
It's like in the.
He's still smiling.
In the film.
I'm stressed out? Because I'm fucking on Atkins and I haven't eaten shit all day because every fucking reporter comes in here and asks me what it's like to be fucking unattractive, and I want to fucking sit here and fucking kill you right now. I literally, my dream right now is to get out of this chair and fucking knock your teeth out of your head.
Okay, well,
No, fuck you. No, fuck you. Fucking.
I don't
Smack the
think it was
papers out of his
real.
hand and he walks out.
I don't think it was real.
No, this is real, G.
Don't worry about him. He's been doing this a long time.
I don't think it is.
It's real.
I think it was a play. Because he said, I'm on Atkins. I bet you that was a setup. If you
Did you hear what he asked him?
Totally. But if you go to the comment section, I bet they'll be like, that was planned.
Let's see.
I bet you it was a setup.
No, please don't be set up.
It was a setup.
Am I just fucking gullible then?
It was a setup, dude.
Let's see. Oh, fuck it is. God damn it. Damn it.
Freaking Dan.
Last to know Dan over here, man.
When I was listening, I was like, wait a minute.
But if you're watching it, okay, I'll say this. If it's fake, because there's nothing factual. It's just saying if this is a fake, it's a good fake. And I have to agree with that.
Yeah.
If this is a fucking fake, when you watch this, it's pretty fucking realistic.
Oh, I believe it.
Because he does not look, I mean, great, granted he's an actor,
yeah,
but he does not look like he's faking in this.
Yeah,
so
when
I'm
he
the
started going
gullible
into
one.
Atkins and all that, I was like, oh, I see what's happening. Okay, cool.
I don't know, man. I mean, if you think about it, what would you say if someone said something like that?
Oh, no, you would just hop off. You would probably just pop off. Like in the beginning, it would, but when it went 3 minutes, 2 minutes, you're like, oh, this is a setup. This is for sure a setup.
I'm really disappointed. I was like, you know what? Good for you, Jonah. Good for you.
Regardless,
all right, then let's
it
get
was
back to
awesome.
bashing his performance.
Regardless,
then.
it was freaking awesome.
Yeah, see, well, there's a good performance. There you go. Why couldn't he have done that? Why has he got to go and start talking about dope stuff? Because he's the chief of staff.
Yeah, and the thing is, when they showed the chief of staff, I thought it would have made, which is dope. It's a satire.
Sure.
But I think we even lessen how serious it is because some of these, in the last administration, these people were evil. This wasn't like a jokey joke. Hey, I'm this guy. These people were actually.
And I get that. I know what they were going for, Steve. Don't get me wrong. I know exactly what they were going for. Like, I think a blind man could tell what they're going for.
But I don't think that there was a smart thing to put Jonah Hill in this because he makes it funny. And it's not.
Well, see, that's the thing though. They're calling this movie a dark comedy or a comedy. And I don't know, man. For me, it really wasn't. And this isn't an insult.
No.
I guess we're already talking about it. You know what? Should we just go into the interview, the review part of this?
Absolutely.
I'm all thrown off now because Jonah faked me out. But anyway.
It was a good, dude, that was quality though.
Dude, I'm serious. Like, I'm going to send it to you so you can at least look and see. Like, doesn't look like he's acting to me, but if, I'm not going to argue it. It probably is that. Don't Look Up. Let's talk about that one real quick, all right?
Okay.
2 low-level astronomers must go on a giant media tour to warn mankind of an approaching comet that will destroy the planet Earth. Written, as we said, by Adam McKay. Screenplay, story by David Sirota, and stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, Meryl Streep. This is what I'm talking about a cast, ladies and gentlemen. Meryl Streep, Cate Blanchett, Rob Morgan, Jonah Hill, Mark, is it Rylance?
Rylance.
I think Rylance. Interesting guy, by the way.
That's what
Tyler
I heard.
Perry, Ron Perlman, your homie Timothy Chalamet, Ariana Grande, Kid Cudi. I mean, Himesh Patel is in this one. And he's going to be in another one that I might talk about if we have the time to talk about that one. But anyway, fantastic cast. So just so you know, you're all caught up now. So, Steve, let me just ask you, from what you've seen of this movie, what do you think?
What I'll say is this. Okay, there we go. You know how kids like to close the doors as loudly as they possibly can.
Oh yeah.
And so I was like, Jesus. This is one of those movies. Number one, it's one of those movies where I was watching it, and when it's going, there's no spoiler. When people are just like, so you're saying it's not a big deal? No, I am saying it's a big deal. I'm like, about a quarter of the way through, I'm like, oh, I got what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I don't think it changes. I'm like, okay, I got it. No one's taking it seriously. The funny thing is, I used to read David Sirota, the guy that co-wrote this, because he was one of he was a progressive journalist, and he headed Bernie Sanders campaign. I didn't know he was writing movies too, but I was like, David Sirota. And I had to look up like, oh, it is that guy. Okay, that's crazy. Which makes sense considering what this is about. It makes sense. And I had never really seen somebody team up with someone who ran for their chief of chat, or their, the person that ran their campaign. I never really saw someone team up with them for what is a very important topic. Mind you, I think we all know Adam McKay is a very good writer when he wants to be. And I think he could take on things really, really tough, which he, really wonderfully and very funny. I don't know if this topic is great for him, only because it's serious and it is happening. And now if someone else tries to do a serious movie about it, people will be like, oh, this is just a serious version of Don't Look Up. And I'm like, did they burn it kind of in a way? They kind of burned the opportunity. And I knew that I was into it. I love watching Leonardo DiCaprio, but I will say this, never in a Leonardo DiCaprio movie have I ever turned it off about 45, 50 minutes in. I've never done that before.
Okay. So now, was there a reason for it, or you're just like, I'm not?
No, I was
really
like, I'm going to finish this. It was like a smiley face. Oh man, I'm going to finish this later. And I turned it off.
But you do that often.
It wasn't a bad, but it was just like, it didn't. I was like, I get what they're doing. I got it. And from what I'm hearing, they're like, yeah, you got it.
I totally agree.
It's generally what they're going to do for the rest of the movie.
Sure.
You got it.
And you're totally right. You would be 100% right about that.
But it's clever.
But it's just, I don't know. I don't know. Me watching this movie and thinking of it as being a comedy. Yeah, I get it. I didn't really laugh much through this movie, but I don't think these things are laughing matters, because all they are like, a comet is just a metaphor for global warming in this movie.
Bingo.
That's it. Or one could even say COVID a little bit.
Oh yeah, true.
Considering the way, the president, who's played by Meryl Streep, handles everything, they're not really pulling any punches towards the last administration. No. That it's very obvious from the point. I don't know how far you are exactly, but from the point of like hats, you know what I mean? Like baseball hats with slogans on them, people, like, it'll go into the point, Steve, where they're like having their slogan to their crowd is basically "Don't look up." That's where it comes from.
Oh, no,
because they're like,
totally
you can
sense.
see it, you can fucking see it. It's right there in the sky. So they start saying "Don't look up," and that's where "Don't look up, don't look up" comes from. Which again comes back to the 3-syllable chanting of the, that's been plaguing America for a long time.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where I know for you, you're like, yeah, I got it, but I found it to be very entertaining. Absolutely.
Like I actually watched it twice, only because I wanted to. Sarah started watching it, so I sat down with her and Gail.
What did she think? What did Sarah think of it?
She liked it. They both really liked it. Probably more than I did, which is not saying much, but they really liked the movie.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. It's hard to really look at it as a comedy right now for me personally, when shit like this is going down.
Oh, it's happening, dude. It's funny because it was a great tweet someone said. They're like, I hear young kids saying, how are we ever going to pay for college? And he's like, I laugh at him because like, bruh, global warming's happening. Y'all ain't making it to 30. I'm like, you know what's sad? Who knows, dude? I'm like, you know what? It's kind of serious. It's getting to the point of everyone's wringing their hair. And one thing I will say about this movie, it may be one person that didn't know about global warming watches this movie and is like, what is this all about? And they read up on it and maybe they find out about it. Who knows? Maybe
they're going to have
happens.
to be able to. I mean, it's not like they put it out. They don't really put it out there like, it's global warming.
That's true.
They don't,
you're right.
You have to draw the comparison. Oh, okay. I get it.
You're right.
And I think most people will, but so hopefully that'll be the case. But I mean, you really do kind of have to go, okay, this is a metaphor for that or whatever.
No, you're right. No, I didn't even think about that. If you don't know about it, why would you look any deeper than, oh, that was a cool movie?
This doesn't seem like a movie that will educate you. It seems like this is a one where you're like, oh, right? You see what's going on. That's the kind of movie that I take this as.
Which is kind of right now, considering the subject matter, pointless. That does nothing for anyone. Oh, at least we can laugh about it. Well, what is that?
That's what I'm saying. And when I say I didn't laugh in this movie, that's not an insult to the movie.
Oh, no. Yeah.
It's just, I don't find these things funny. No. I understand it's a metaphor, but I know what they're fucking talking about or referring to. And yeah,
we're screwed.
So without going off on standing up on a soapbox and preaching my views or anything like that, I didn't, the parts that were supposed to make me laugh didn't because of what's happening, but I personally just think that every performer, and I'm sorry, sans Jonah Hill, like put in like a pretty goddamn good performance. Dude, I am in love with Cate Blanchett.
I love her, dude. She's good in everything she does, dude.
Mm-hmm.
She's
I
really
love this
good.
woman. She's
Meryl
gorgeous
Streep
too.
Now, okay, wait. Every person?
Well, let's go down the list again. Let's see.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I know what you're getting at. I think he did fine. Timothy Chalamet is what you're talking about.
No.
Right? Okay, then. Oh, we're talking about Ariana Grande?
Nope.
Because that was pretty much appropriate. What are we talking about here? Meryl Streep? Yeah, of course not. You better watch your mouth.
Tyler freaking Perry.
Yeah, but the thing was with Tyler Perry's part, I was like forgiving of that because I didn't even really, that role for him, it was so small to begin with that I didn't really get anything out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, oh,
he takes me out because that's not an actor. That's Tyler Perry. That's Tyler Perry.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a great, huge Tyler Perry fan. I have nothing against the guy.
You still think he did a better job than Jonah Hill, though? But Jonah Hill, you know what? No, Jonah Hill had way more screen time, though.
That's what I'm saying. Tyler Perry didn't have enough screen time.
Jonah Hill
really,
was on a lot.
Yeah, he was a big part of the movie.
He was a huge part of the movie.
And I get it. You're Don Jr. I get it. You know what I mean? That's who you're going to be. You're Don Jr.
But yeah, you're right. They put him in. I mean, but if you're going to have Jonah Hill in a movie, you're going to kind of have to use Jonah Hill in the movie. So I get it. But you're right. He wasn't.
That's probably part of his contract. Like, I'm not going to do a little.
I got it. Thing. Yeah, I get it, though. But he did a better job in Dogs of War than he did in this.
That's another great movie.
That's a really good movie.
Yeah. I don't, like I said, man, I just want to stress that I don't hate Jonah Hill or anything. I just thought this performance was misplaced. Miscast, maybe.
I mean, these are one of those ones that you just, like, if I were to find out that this was filmed in Tahiti, I'd be like, oh. He just was like, hey, free trip to Tahiti. But it's not the case. I just think all of these actors really knew what Adam McKay was trying to do and wanted to be a part of it. And I think that's a beautiful thing, regardless, where all these people are like, look, I'll make time to try to get this message out there. Regardless of how he put out the message, I could disagree with how he put the message out. But the fact that all these actors wanted to get involved and say, look, we'll be in. We want to put this message into. And truthfully, I don't hear people really talking about this movie much, especially considering the firepower that's in this movie. The only thing they're talking about is the drama of whether it even, I don't know about this movie. Is it good? Is it bad? No one's being like, oh my gosh, did you see it? You got to go see. No, I would say this is another movie that hasn't been talked about as much as I thought it would. We're going to talk about another one tonight. That if you would have told me the lineup of this movie a year ago, I would have been like, that's probably going to be the biggest movie of the year. Probably
First time I
movie.
saw the trailer or any information, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so excited to see this movie.
And you know what? Jennifer Lawrence did a good job.
You know what? I'm one of those people that thinks she does great in everything. Even if the movie's not fantastic. Like Mother, for instance. I did not like that movie
I don't know what
whatsoever.
it was supposed to mean.
I love Jennifer Lawrence, dude. She's another one of my favorites.
I loved her in that. Remember that movie with the mop? I forgot what she was. Like she was trying to redo the mop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
What was
too.
that movie?
I forgot the name of that movie.
Where she was doing the, I forget what that's called, but it's like on Channel 18.
Infomercials.
Infomercials.
Yeah, but I
guess
forgot
that'll
what the name of that freaking movie was.
Infomercial
It was
will
pretty
work for the
good.
description. I guess it was an infomercial when you think about it. What was that movie called? It's kind
She
of
did.
driving me crazy
That was
right
when
now.
I was like, you know what, dude?
She was dope in American Hustle.
I never saw that movie.
I don't know. Now we're getting into like nerdy stuff, but I enjoyed her as Mystique.
I did
thought
too.
She did fine.
I thought she did
what
a
the
really good job.
Frick was that movie called? I'm like looking right now on her IMDb, and it's not jumping out at me here.
It was a good
American,
movie.
no, not American Hustle, not Serena.
It was like right before
Joy.
American Hustle.
Was it Joy?
Yeah, it was Joy. Yep.
Yeah, that's the one.
That was a good movie, dude. I was surprised. Same with well, I wasn't in love with what was that movie with her and Bradley Cooper? Silver Linings Playbook.
Oh, Silver Linings Playbook.
I wasn't huge on that, but I could see why people like it.
Yeah, that's a very divisive movie for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's fantastic, and other people are like,
I think it was fine. I didn't think it was terrible. When someone's like, if someone told me it sucked, I'd be like, come on, man. Let's just calm down.
Did you watch the Hunger Games movies?
No.
I've watched them, but it made me like her. I'll just say that, but I don't really care for those movies.
I almost forget that she was. That's right, she was.
She's
Okay,
Katniss Everdeen, dude.
I forgot. But I think she's a great. Especially, I listened to an interview with her on some unfortunate leaks that happened on her, and how she approached the how bad it was. She's like, "Look, it was my pride. This is." And I was like, "Oh, I feel for her. Yeah, now my heart goes." And then so now it's cheating because I'm just like, you know what? I like her as a person. So you know.
She's another one of those people, though, that it's like, you know, the person that I see while on screen or in an interview or something like that. I think she's just so fucking likable. I hope she is.
She really is.
I think she is.
There's not even, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. It's just, again, watching her in this movie, I love the fact that she was so confident next to Leonardo. It's an intimidating thing, I imagine, because he was acting when she was a child.
Yeah, but she can hold her own. She's got confidence.
She does have confidence.
She's proven her talent. You know what I mean? I think she's just like, she's probably just like everyone else in this movie. Yeah, let's do this.
Did Leonardo purposely gain weight or am I bugging?
I don't know. I really haven't heard anything about it, but he did look a little heavier, but he's also a little older.
Normally he's a fairly svelte.
He just had a beard, and it was the way he was dressed. The glasses, you know what I mean? He might have gained a little bit of weight for it just to get into character or something, but I don't think now that I'm thinking about it after it's out of my mouth, I don't think that, he's just going through this major weight gain thing.
No. And
he's not pulling a Favreau.
I don't see how he got that much bigger, dude.
Favreau?
Yeah. He's as big as he was in the other Marvel movies.
I don't know.
Both you
that's
and Buck
that's another podcast. You want to hear that conversation? Listen to Ooh Electric Shot, episode 40.
Damn. Yeah, I think again, I thought it was a good from what I saw. And here's the problem. I don't know if I probably will forget that I haven't watched it because I'll see the red line that's almost to the end of the movie. I'll be like, oh snap, and I'll start it again. But right now, I think I got it. I think I got what they're trying to do.
Yeah, you get the gist of it, and I thought the ending was very interesting.
Oh, well, then I'll watch it. Never mind. Okay, cool.
Because, well, just watch it and let me know what you think. But as a whole, I really enjoyed this movie. I don't think this is going to be something that makes a top 10 for the year. Maybe it will, though. So before we move on, Steve, I know you haven't seen the whole thing, but based on what you've seen and the way you said you kind of figure you know where it's going, what would you give this movie?
I'd give it a 2.75 out of 5. 2.75 out of 5 unqualified White House workers.
I'm going to give Don't Look Up 3 out of 5 smoked bowls.
Okay, Jonah Hill's in it.
But that's not him doing it.
That's amazing.
That's your girl doing it.
Jeffrey sent me his top 10.
Oh, did he?
He did.
There's been a lot of top 10s out there, and I'm finding that, like, I haven't seen a lot of movies this year. That's the thing, man. 2021 was a weird. It was a weird year
year. We saw
for me.
more than we think we did.
We saw more than most.
Yes, we can make an easy top 10.
I would say that you definitely have seen more movies than I have over the last year. Last year was just, especially the last few months of 2021, were just incredibly busy and chaotic. And I don't know, man. I was trying very hard to keep up with what we were doing, but I was struggling.
No, I would think if that's what you want to do, fine. But I think what you're focusing on,
is that a good thing to focus on watching more movies, sitting down more?
Recorded today. Yes. So I think that's the better focus. And if movies happen also, great.
Trying to better
but
myself,
you're on the
so
right
Steve,
track to what you want to focus on for the next year. I think we all.
Also, I
think they should start saying, you know what,
movies and stuff. So I do plan on watching
Omicron's
more
here.
Than I watched.
We should just put it to video on demand, because a lot of people really are not going to feel comfortable now. They're going to just be like, just send it to me already. I'm good. I ain't going to the movies for a minute, G.
You saw Spider-Man. What are you talking about? That theater had to be packed.
I know, but I didn't know how. I mean, now people around me a lot of people are getting it. So I'm like, okay, that was my luck. So I'm just not going to even press my luck again. I'm good.
I don't know, Steve. I'm getting a little bit worried about going to Las Vegas in February.
Oh, dude, I would not even. Well,
but I've already been to like 3 different concerts.
But they might not even. It might be done by then, which is what we kind of been saying for the last.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be done by then. Come on, man. I don't even know if Vegas is gonna be open by the time February hits.
Dude, it's and my sister, she's just like, oh, Steve, trust me, it's just starting. She's like, these variants, brace yourself.
This feels like 2019.
It really does. But it would have. Look at New Zealand. If we would have done it like them, done.
Do you know the movie we were just talking about?
Yes.
It ain't gonna be New Zealand here, man. It's just not.
You know what?
Happen.
You're right, dude. That woman is smart as hell out there, G. And she don't play. She'd be like, you don't like it? Move.
Bro, I just watch people that I, respect as far as their work goes, just quit their jobs over this shit. Like, I'm not going to get into where we work or anything like that, but let's just say that we make more than most because.
Oh, absolutely.
And in the work that we do, that's what I mean. And people walking away from that, with their Teslas and shit outside, and
it's crazy. It's crazy, dude.
Like, I think they just ended their career.
Oh, for sure they did, because you can't, if you go try to get another job and you tell them the reason, you think everyone thinks like you. But another job is going to be like, oh, no, we don't need that here. You have fun, because some of the people will be proud to tell them why they got fired. They're like, I left because they tried to do this freaking da-da-da-da-da. And the person at the other job is like, okay, that will be all from you today. Take care. We will talk to you later. They don't realize that the world doesn't think like them. Some do, but most people at job sites are like, we kind of want to, especially like where we work. They're not playing these games, dude. I mean, a lot of people got that, hey, you have 30 days, and they thought they were joking until their locker was cleaned out and folks was looking at open bids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just fucking came to work one day, and people that are like, have been there for 20 plus years.
Gone.
Just turned in their badge.
Gone, dude.
That's wild to me.
Gone, dude. There was one girl that's like, she was trying to tell me about, she's like a Pentecostal. And she's like, that's why I wear my skirt, because we have to da-da-da-da-da. And she's like, what do you think about this whole COVID? Is it real? I think it's a ploy from Satan and da-da-da-da-da. I mean, all night. And I was just like, just stop. And so she's like, I'm not getting that vaccine. And so about a few months later, I talked to a mutual friend of ours with a handlebar mustache. And I was like, hey, so homegirl, man, got fired, huh? He's like, no, she took the vaccine. I was like, ugh, I knew it. She told me for sure. She's like, no, it's demonic. But when that paycheck is at risk.
That's even more evil. You mean you're taking away my Tesla payment? And so, that's, but yeah, man, I think you're right about that also. I think it can be global warming or COVID, both of which are perfect analogies for, people are like, oh, don't even pay attention. But that's also me. I went to the movies. I did go to the movies to see Spider-Man, so I kind of was just like, we're fine. I'm sort of at this point in my life, Steve, where I just don't want, I'm not going to fight this, but I am going to try and live my life the best I can. That's all you can do. I'm following the instructions.
Yes.
I've been vaxxed. I've been boosted.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and enjoy a show if I want to. Apparently, and again, this isn't, apparently, if you get it, if I contract Omicron, then it's supposed to be like a cold. And that's been, I don't know about you, but people that have been getting that, seems to be what it is.
That's what it is. I mean, someone we both know had got it, and she was like, it's. She felt horrible, but it wasn't like I'm going to die. It's like you've had a bad cold before. They suck, but you can still walk around, drink tea, and do what you need.
I just feel like I'm doing what I can. There's really not much else I can do right now. Apparently, we're doing too much because the CDC has basically backed off a little bit for reasons that I feel are
bullcrap.
Yes, thank you.
Because the UK is even like, you guys have fun over there. We're going to go ahead and keep our quarantine normal here.
No, America's a mess right now. But the point is that I don't want, you never know how many days you have left on Earth. That's just the truth.
Absolutely. But
I don't care how old you are.
You said, I am going to adhere to the requirements or what they think that you should do. That's more than a lot of people are doing.
I'm just going to do what I feel is right for myself and my family.
And you wear a mask whenever you're at work.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's weird for me to even think about complaining about masks because it's just a part of my job anyway.
Yeah.
Like I always, and I'm so used to it now. Like, I'm at the point now, Steve, where I'm getting out of work. I'll be like halfway home and realize I have a mask.
Join the freaking club, G. I will be in my car. Now, mind you, I don't have the N95s though. You might. And those are not, I wore those.
Those aren't comfortable.
Dude. I couldn't even, I was like, oh, this is horrible. And y'all got to wear those?
I think most people should probably know what we're talking about. But if not, they have something that's called a duckbill N95 mask. And when you put it on, it's orange. And when you put it on, you look like a fucking duck, like you have a beak. Okay. That's the mask that I have worn my entire career. So we're talking 20 plus years of being in healthcare. And that's the mask I've always worn. If someone has tuberculosis, put that mask on, whatever. And I've come to find out that the way that I have been being tested is not really a thorough way because it's like, Shirley from reception, no offense, Shirley, being up there with putting I don't know if you guys know how that works, but they'll put like this 2319. We have a 2319 kind of mask on your head.
Oh, yeah.
They spray, God, what's that shit called? I can't think of what it's called.
I almost passed out from that.
Oh, that was my first claustrophobic experience ever, but that's a whole other story.
Dude, I was like, I'm getting woozy.
I can't think of the saccharin. They spray saccharin.
Yeah, because they're like, if you taste it, that means it's getting through.
That means you have a leak. Bingo. Exactly. So I just figured that I was good. There would be a very rare occasion where I tasted it. But then now they do it where it's like a machine that they hook you up to. So I have been wearing the wrong mask the entire time. And now the N95 that I have to wear, dude, is so tight against my face. It looks like I'm baking bread for my cheeks, like just coming through.
So when you take it off, there's a line.
Yeah, I got the line.
That is so funny, dude. I always look on pictures. I'm like, I bet you Dan has this line, but now you have it. You didn't at the time though.
It's kind of like people that have sleep apnea and they use a CPAP machine and eventually you're just going to get the line in your face.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I know two people that use that machine.
There's this chick I used to work with and she always had the line in her face. And I just happened to hear in conversation one day, she's like, yeah, I got these damn lines in my faces now because I have to wear the CPAP mask. I'm like, please don't get sleep apnea.
Oh, that sucks.
I got enough going on. I don't need lines in my face.
Dude, I didn't know. The funny thing is, I was asleep one day, and after we both woke up, Belle was like, you snore a little, right? I said, no, I don't. She's like, you don't for a long time, but there are points in your sleep cycle where you snore for a few minutes. And I got real self-conscious, G.
Why?
I don't know. I thought I was a silent sleeper.
No, snoring can be a problem though.
Yeah, she's like, for like 2 minutes, you'll do it and then you're fine. But she's like, you do it. I said, I did not know that.
I remember when Gail and I were engaged and her family was Catholic and they wanted us to do this in a Catholic church and stuff. And one of the requirements was that we had to go to this, like a retreat up in Three Rivers, California.
This is already awesome.
Lord have mercy. But anyway, you know what? It was actually, there were certain parts of it that I really enjoyed because they do force you to, this is not what I'm talking about, by the way, but they do force you to really like tackle some real shit.
Oh, that's dope though.
And it's like, if we're getting married, we should talk about these things.
Absolutely.
And I really respected that because honestly, I don't remember exactly what they were, but I can remember that they weren't things that we would just naturally bring up. It would be something that we would encounter later down the road had we not taken that class. But anyway, that was a great experience. But they had us, because we weren't married, of course, we couldn't stay in the same rooms. And it was like set up like it was like a church and set up with these like almost like a summer camp kind of a vibe. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Except they were rooms and you had to share it with another a male fiance. And this fucking guy, I have never in my life, dude, never in my fucking life heard someone snore so loud. I'm pretty like sensitive to snoring anyway.
Yeah.
Like I will put in earplugs if I need them, but
Yeah.
I just wasn't prepared. And I swear to God, to this, I just have never heard somebody snore so loud. People later on were talking about how they heard him like 2 rooms down snoring.
Jesus,
and I was the lucky guy. He snored so fucking loud. It was cold as shit that night. He snored so loud that I actually took the bedspread or the comforter, whatever you want to call it, and I just started walking around outside. I was going to go sleep in my car, but I was like, oh, no, hell no. Yeah, but it was way too cold. I tried it, and it was like, oh, this is freaking freezing out here. So I found an open door in their church, their chapel area, and I like slept in a chapel.
Are you kidding me?
And then I felt really bad about this, and he was kind of like, he gave me, it wasn't a mad dog look, but it was like a side-eye smile thing the rest of the weekend, because I actually asked to be moved. And they moved me.
Yeah.
But he kept looking like, I know why you moved. I'm like, fuck yeah, you know why I moved, you goddamn
dude.
bear.
Because I bet you all night you're like, this is the longest night of my life.
It was the longest night of my life, dude. It was so, I'm not exaggerating. I've never heard a human being snore like that before. It was like, it sounded like an animal or something.
I'm actually, let me tell you what the most shocking part of this story is, that you actually conceded to going to this thing.
I wanted to marry my wife, man.
I know, but you seem like the person that would find a way to be like, somehow you convinced her how ridiculous it is. And she'd be like, you know what? You're totally right.
Well, I mean, I think, me now, if I could put my brain, I'd be first of all, way too cynical. But if I put my brain now into the kid back then yeah, I probably would have talked her out of it.
Because I know you would have been
There's a lot of things I would have talked her out of in that whole, just a big wedding. Oh,
that's right. Your wedding pictures, if no one's seen them, obviously listening, are like they look like a beautiful, dope wedding, G.
It was a dope wedding, but in retrospect, it's like, wow, that was tens of thousands of dollars wasted.
Wasted, you think?
In my opinion, kind of. I don't really, and she will agree with this. We were just like, why did we do that? We could have taken that money and put it into a house.
But
or
pictures,
whatever,
though, you got the pictures.
The pictures were great, and they were free. They were a gift, by the way.
Oh, that's not money gone then. Never mind.
No, that part wasn't, because I just remembered actually when I was just talking about this right now. It was a friend of the family, her family, like a really, really close family friend, was also a photographer. So his gift to us was these awesome wedding photos.
Is he dead?
He is. He's dead. He is dead. Way to bring it down.
Terrible. Because when you said he was, I was like, is this why he said? Now
this guy lived a life, man. Speaking of like religions too, he just happened to be Mormon. That's a whole other thing. But he wasn't a plumber, but he did construction. And what happened was he was doing some construction and working with the plumbing down like underground, right? Mm-hmm. And a pipe busted. Because when I met this guy, he just had an eye patch.
What?
Before that, of course, a pipe busted. It was like a high pressure water pipe, and it fucking shot right into his eye and just obliterated his eye.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Jesus,
I didn't know that
dude.
until afterwards, because I was like, oh, look at him. He looks pretty cool with the eye patch. And she's like, yeah, that's a whole thing. And she told me the story. But
Jesus, dude.
Yeah, high pressure water pipe just like obliterated his right eye.
And what song did that lady sing at your reception?
Oh, God. Ice Castles or whatever the song. The theme of Ice Castles, whatever it's called. Please don't let this feeling. Oh, yeah.
I wish I could see the video, dog.
That was such a crazy night, man, because it's like I was still like partyboy.com back then. And I had all my party boy friends with us, and just, that's what we did. We all got together. We all partied all the time and everything. So it's like that crowd mixed with like this Catholic crowd. And then like my family, who's just kind of like in the middle there somewhere. And everything was like real classy but almost to the point where it was too much. Like I told you, there was the owner of this catering service and the building for that matter, that was walking around. How did we get to this? Anyway, walking around and like with a microphone and making people do toasts and shit like that.
Funny,
all of
dude.
that was very wedding.
Of course.
101.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But then people started getting drunk. And my friend Charla, she was outside having a cigarette, and she accidentally dropped a beer or a glass. I don't know if she was having wine or whatever it was. And a piece of the glass stuck in her leg, and she started bleeding very badly. And then the dude his name was Mr. Chiminello. The place was called Chiminello's. He changed his whole like demeanor, and he was just like, all right, we're not serving drinks anymore and blah, blah. I'm like, motherfucker, we paid you a lot of money. But he like cut off the drinks. So Mr. Ramirez, my father, Big Dennis, He just, I remember he had this badass old school Cadillac.
Nice.
And he just disappeared for a while. When he came back, he had the Cadillac, the trunk of it was lined with plastic filled with ice and beer.
Oh, come on. That's awesome.
And the party continued. Yeah.
But how did she get glass in her leg if she dropped?
I don't know. It was like this freak thing where the glass broke, bottle or whatever it was, broke. And just a piece of it just like stuck right into her leg.
Dude, that's such a random accident.
It really was. Yeah.
But that's a good one. See, that's a solid wedding.
So much shit happened, dude, that night. People were hooking up. A good friend of mine had a threesome with 2 other good friends of mine. It was just a crazy ass night. Yeah, he's like, you have the best wedding ever, bro.
That's
like,
a good
let me tell you a
dude.
story real quick. He's like, this person and this person? Yeah.
That's an intense. See, I know my girl, there's a bachelor party coming up in Vegas for one of my friends, and Belle does not feel comfortable with me going at all.
See, you two are kids. Will you stop being jealous?
She isn't comfortable with me going.
No, you too, dude. Your ass would be so uncomfortable if she was going to a bachelor party or a bachelorette party.
I would be uncomfortable.
You would be. You guys are pathetic. I love you both, but you're pathetic.
I've seen these videos where it turns into people giving like BJs and crap.
Where do you see these videos at?
Well, you know what I'm saying. I don't think it's set up. I think it's real.
What's your go-to setup, too?
You don't think it? Gee, I'm telling you, the crap happened, bruh.
I believe it.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But it doesn't mean you have to do it. And again, it doesn't mean she has to do it. So this is a thing of like, and I don't, and please, I'm not insulting you. I promise
no, for
you I'm
sure.
not
I want to
insulting
hear your advice.
you guys, you seem like you want to be long-term, right?
Yes.
So be long-term or don't be long-term, but you should be able to go and do things that you need to do, protocol, if you will, and not like have fights about it.
She said, because she's okay. You know how the thing, you've had this before because you've been together for 100 years, where it's like, you could do something, but is it worth it?
Sure.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, is it even, because she'll be calling, you know what I'm saying?
And you don't even drink. You don't even like lose control.
Oh, no.
So what you see is what you get with you.
Yeah, I'm not.
I tried to get you drunk. You refused. So
When-
like
when was this?
Like when we went to Halloween Horror Nights, I was like, hey, you want another beer?
Oh, I got a mixed drink though, didn't I?
I wasn't even trying to get you drunk, G. I was just trying to offer you drinks. You're like, no, I'm done. I'm good.
What did you give me to drink? Because I finished it and it wasn't terrible.
It was just an IPA.
Wasn't bad.
I know. That's why I got it for you.
Do you still drink those? I know you're off the drinking now, but before, like 2 weeks ago.
Yes. That's
Okay.
my preferred drink.
No mixed
But
drinks.
it makes you fat.
Oh, is it because of the yeast?
Lots of sugar. Lots of sugar in these things. Lots of calories.
I was not aware of that.
Lots of sugar. Yeah. I mean, it's not sweet. It's just.
You could go to bourbon or whiskey.
Oh, I know you're on a bourbon thing. I don't like it. I already told you, G. I don't like whiskey or bourbon. Bad things happen.
Oh, well then, never mind.
And I'm sick and it just doesn't taste good. It's gross.
Yeah.
If you love it, folks, if you love bourbon, just drink it until your heart's content.
I don't think I love any alcohol where it's just like, this is something I love. I would say pretty much, I don't think there is an alcohol that tastes better than Tampico. I think that's for sure.
Tampico. Oh my God. I haven't heard about Tampico is that grape or orange drink that's in the gallon, like a milk jug, right?
Freaking, we all used to think there was crack cocaine in it because you'd have one glass and then you'd go right back to the refrigerator, pour another. I'm like, oh, there's cocaine in this.
Man, I remember like birthday parties when I was a kid. I didn't care for Tampico. I didn't like it, but I remember there was these birthday parties with Tampico and I would maybe have like a drink of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But these kids were just going like you're saying, like they were junkies going back to that shit.
Dude.
And then they would just go ape shit. Kids, you start getting, that's when kids get in trouble because they're all hyper.
Oh, it's
doing
so
shit.
good though, dude. It's so good.
I'm not a real big juice guy to begin with.
Oh,
Yeah, Tampico's not my thing.
what is your juice?
I don't like things that are called drink. It's not juice. You know what I mean? It's not
Drink?
Kool-Aid.
Do you like Kool-Aid?
It'll say Tampico grape drink.
I did not know that.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I did not know that. I love all those juice. I'm a juice fan. I just can't keep it in the house because I know that if I have juice in the house, I will just, water's not an option. So I don't keep juice in the house.
That's how Ben is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, he's so skinny though. That's why he can get away with it. He can just drink all the juice in the world.
He's growing up, man.
Is he?
Yeah.
He was real thin when I saw him at Save Mart.
Yeah.
Real thin.
No.
I was like, you better start eating some food, homie.
He listened. I'm not shaming. I'm not body shaming. I'm just saying he's not like a rail anymore.
No, that means he's like a man now.
He looks like a man now. Exactly.
Like you can't just push
that probably
him over.
sounded worse than I meant it to, but it's not. That's not what I'm saying.
Like you can't just push him over anymore. He has a little like he's
a wall now, dude.
Is that right?
Oh yeah.
How tall is Ben now?
He's all bearded up and shit. I think he's like 5'11".
Look at this guy.
Yeah, he could be 6.
Still working out?
No.
Okay.
No, he's starting back up too though.
Oh, nice. GB3 or just gonna do it at home?
I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna do.
That's really awesome.
That's on him. I told him I'm doing DDPY, honey. If you want to join up,
is the wife going to join you with the DDP? Why?
No, she hates it. She likes yoga, but she thinks that Diamond Dallas Page is kind of douchey on that.
Well, I've never seen him, but he was a wrestler, so.
Yeah, it's just, you know what it is with this, and I've talked about this before, so I'll just make it really quick. But what she doesn't like about it is that he takes like, normal yoga poses and he'll man him up a little bit, call it something else that's a little, and it's cheesy. And I even know it's cheesy when I'm doing it, but if I wasn't getting results, which I'm not now, but if the results weren't there, I wouldn't do it. This shit works.
The funny thing, I got the hookup from a really good yoga teacher. It's a mutual friend. He's really good.
Are you being mysterious for any other reason than just, I don't know why?
Well,
you're just sort of,
he can give an electric shock ever so often.
Oh, yes. I forgot about that. Johnny Bucks, you want to take some yoga lessons? Talk to Johnny Bucks. He's
serious. Like he's a little flexible fella.
I haven't watched his videos because he was the one that told me about DDPY. I'm like, well, this works.
Oh, he schooled you on that.
He did, yeah.
Oh, well, look at this guy. Oh, you yoga. I think that's the only workout he does.
I think he does Tai Chi as well.
I would say probably yoga is probably harder than that. I'm going to limb.
I don't know, Steve.
I'm very happy that you're getting into the and you're off the drinking kind. I mean, obviously casually drinking, but you're done. Dude, you're going to be a different person at the end of 2022, Jay.
I'm just saying what I'm trying to do. I'm not going to, because I'm just going to set myself up for disappointment in some way, shape, or form. That's not to be a pessimist. I'm just saying I know me. So I'm just going to do my best right now. That's it.
That's beautiful, man.
But really, that's all I can offer myself, you know?
Well, I mean, you're doing very well.
It's a good start so far. Doing fantastic, Steve. It's been 48 hours.
So what's the next movie?
All right, let's talk about another one. Yes, let's talk about this one.
I can't wait to hear what you say. Oh, I already heard it. Never mind. You don't have to say much of anything else.
You know what? Let's talk about another movie real quick.
Okay.
It doesn't have to do with reviews. And also, ladies and gentlemen, you know what? It would not be proper if I didn't bring this up. Betty White died.
Hey,
New Year's Eve,
boo.
99 years old, just mere weeks away from her 100th birthday, and 2021 said, nah. But,
she made 100 in my brain.
And that's the thing. 99 is not shabby. Dude. Like, that's living a good life. And I get it. I get the whole, poor Betty White and all the memes and all that stuff and everything like that. But honestly, that's a hell of a life right there.
That's a massive, what did you, born in 1923, Jay?
They were wearing flapper dresses and shit when she was born.
Dude.
Dun, 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 dun. All that shit.
That is amazing that she lived a life. She was always funny, always wondered. Every time she showed up somewhere, people loved her and
never fell from grace.
And she got her flowers while she was alive. Like everyone told her how much they loved her. And that's good. That's all you can want.
She was a national treasure, man.
Absolutely.
It sucks that she's gone, but you know what? When you're 99, it's just, it's not weird to go. No. You know what I mean? I remember they did that with George Burns. I forgot how old George Burns was when he died. I don't think he was quite 99. But we're like, yeah, that's what happens. He's fucking 90 whatever years old, you know? It's not like he was stepped outside and he was jogging in his 40s and got hit by a bus or something like that. The man lived a long life.
Dude, rest in peace, Betty White.
Totally. Rest in peace. Just an absolutely beautiful woman. And super beautiful when she was young. Holy shit, was she good looking. Very, very good looking. This is something I want to talk about, Steve, and I know how you are with this type of stuff.
Okay.
I want to talk about the recent Flash spoilers that have just come out.
Okay.
Are you good with it? I mean, the thing is that they may in fact be spoilers. They may in fact, actually happen.
Okay.
But we don't know. These came off of 4chan, but they came from someone that's actually pretty, credible when it comes to stuff like this. So I'm curious because you're a Flash guy, you're a DC guy more so than I am. So I'm going to throw some. Do you want to hear these? And
yeah, sure. I don't know the comics very well, so I will just be as shocked as you are.
Well, people are like really pissed off.
Okay.
I'm okay because it's just a DC movie and I just don't give a shit either way.
You can't really expect much from them. Yeah.
I haven't found any kind of pleasure in these movies for the most part, except for, well, anyway, there's a few I like. But to keep it going forward, there's going to be some spoilers for The Flash, the new Flash movie that's coming out. So if you don't want to hear them, fast forward. I don't know how long. You'll see. You know why? Because we won't be talking about The Flash. We'll be talking about something else. All right. You ready?
Yes.
So in this movie, Supergirl is not the daughter of Christopher Reeve's Superman. So there's been talks about Christopher Reeve's Superman. Some way, shape, or form, there might work his, at least like the canon version of him into this.
Okay.
Because, it's multiverse stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So she is taking Flashpoint Superman's story, and she was sent to Earth instead of Kal-El, she isn't Lara Lane Kent. She is Kara Zor-El. So that's one of them.
Okay.
That does nothing for me.
I don't even know what that means.
This is where it starts getting kind of, juicy for some people. So Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne is only going to show up in the beginning of the film as he and Barry are investigating Nora Allen's death. They talk and relate to each other as they both lost. Oh, it's a typo. Okay. As they both lost their mother is what it was supposed to say.
Okay.
Ben tells Barry about the time travel nightmare message that Barry gave to him. And then they talk about time travel because Barry does it in the future. And Bruce kind of tempts Barry to go back in time and prevent his mother's death. What they're doing, this is like they're going to have the reverse Flash is what it sounds like.
Okay.
Where's the stuff that everyone's pissed off about though? Because people are like on Reddit, if you go on Reddit, everyone's pissed off about this.
So far, it seems like
So far, I'm just like, okay,
yeah.
Cool. Sounds like another DC movie to me.
Yeah.
Sounds like they're doing Flashpoint. So it says, Bruce kind of tempts Barry to go back in time and prevents his mother's death, even though they know the consequences of changing the past. He tells him that if he has his powers, he would have much self-control. God, this person's terrible. I should have probably read this first. That tempts Barry to change the past. That's the only time Affleck's Bruce Wayne appears in the film. So I think the take home here is that if you were expecting to see a bunch of Ben Affleck in this, you're not going to, according to this, because he's only in the beginning of the film. So,
which isn't bad. That's fine.
Now, if you're a Flash fan and you don't want to know this shit, you may not want to hear this one, but I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway. So Grant Gustin shows up in this, apparently, Steve.
Oh, nice.
And I got to tell you, the first two seasons of the Flash series were fucking fantastic. I just don't like where it went after that. But I always thought, why not use Grant Gustin instead of my man, Ezra? Why?
I still think they should just use him, period, though.
I think they should, yeah, but that's not the case. But Grant Gustin's Flash shows up towards the end of the film and has a heart-to-heart talk with Ezra's Flash about making the hardest choice and letting his mother die in order to save the timeline and multiverse. Grant mentions his Flashpoint to Ezra. I don't know if they're going to be taking like scenes from the Flash, because they had like that whole Flashpoint run. I don't know if they're going to use that or whatever, but I'm just reading what they have here. So far, I'm not mad.
Not at all.
Now, Black Flash. I don't think it's Black Flash. I wonder if they're talking about Zoom. Anyway, I'm going to call him Zoom. Maybe it's Black Flash. You take your pick. Black Flash and Mirror Master are the villains of the film, and the Trickster has a comedic cameo. Mirror Master is played by Saoirse Monica Jackson, and Black Flash, what I'm still thinking is Zoom, will be CGI, and he will look extremely scary. God, this is written by a 4-year-old.
Oh, Black Flash is like a zombie-looking cat.
Oh, is it? So there is a Black Flash then?
Yeah, he looks scary as hell, G.
I've never read The Flash, and my experience with anything Flash and Black was Zoom on the show.
Huh, it looks pretty freaking scary.
Now I got to look real quick.
Yeah.
We should be using this Zoom, and you could just send me a picture real quick, but that's okay. So let's see what else. Mirror Master's story has changed in this film. She is the daughter of the OG Mirror Master, who was one of Keaton's old enemies, which is going to piss people off, much like it did with Taskmaster. Anytime you put a master,
of course,
in these movies, you got to change the sex, and then you're going to hear a bunch of fanboys crying.
Of course you will. Worth it.
Yeah, I'm actually all for it. In Keaton's timeline, metahumans are illegal. So when the Argus hears about the Flash, they send Mirror Master to capture him. I don't understand what people are getting mad at here.
I was actually saving this for the show.
Whoa. Exactly. I was actually saving this for the show. Maybe I should have. It's much like my Jonah Hill, video. Not going the way I wanted to, Steve. Let's see here. When Barry makes the hard decision to let his mother die in order to save the multiverse, we see him running in the Speed Force, creating a new timeline. And it shows little snippets. It shows little snippets of some DC films to show what's canon in the new timeline. Here, this is the part that pisses people off. So these are the films we see. Wonder Woman, We see Wonder Woman 84, Batman 1989, Batman Returns, Aquaman, Shazam, Birds of Prey, Suicide Squad, and Black Adam. So from what I'm understanding, because, Affleck's only in it for a second, I think they're actually taking Cavill and Affleck out of canon.
What? Now that is worth getting mad at.
Yeah, I think if that's the case, I could see people getting pissed off. Because I just don't think Cavill ever got his fair.
Cavill is fantastic.
Cavill never got his movie, dude. I love Man of Steel, but there's a movie out there that's better than Man of Steel. I think a lot of people would go, yeah, well, duh. But I'm just saying, in my opinion, there's a movie that he could have made that's better than Man of Steel. I don't think they ever. I think it's a matter of direction. Maybe they just never had the right director. I know it's Snyder and everything, but like that can pull that performance out of Cavill.
I think he did fine.
I think he did fine too, but if asked, I would say, yeah, he's a little dry in comparison to, say, Christopher Reeve or even Brandon Routh for that matter.
I mean, I think watching The Witcher, you can see Cavill, no, skip The Witcher. Watching Man from U.N.C.L.E., you can see what Cavill can do if given a chance.
Sure. Or even in Mission Impossible.
Oh, absolutely. So, I am hoping that this is all bullcrap. I'm really hoping this is all bullcrap because I heard that he is still in talks to continue Superman.
I know he certainly wants to be. So let's hope, because I really don't. I think there's a movie where they go, this is the movie that we've been waiting for. But DC's got to get their shit together. The film does end with Henry Allen getting freed from prison in the new timeline with the help of Iris West and Keaton's Bruce Wayne. Supergirl shows up for support. So
cool.
Reading these, it doesn't really do much for me, but I can see like if they do end up pulling Cavill and they end up pulling I almost called him Batfleck, Ben Affleck, some people are going to be pretty pissed off at that.
I mean, I can understand why Ben Affleck's only want to be on set for a few minutes. You know what I'm saying? He got things to do.
He got some shit to do.
I have some interesting news too.
What's up?
It's about The Boys.
Okay.
Eric Kripke is the showrunner.
Yes, sir.
Well, someone asked Kripke who could win between a fight between Homelander and Superman.
He said Homelander.
He surely did.
Well, I wonder why.
Here's his explanation. It's definitely Homelander because Superman has morals and Homelander is a hardcore sociopath. So it's like Homelander has no problem ripping off Superman's testicles like zero. And Superman's going to be like punching above the belt. So it's not a contest.
That's true. Superman wouldn't fight dirty.
Superman would eat Homelander's lunch, dude.
That's what I was going to say. He's also got the power of the Kryptonian sun.
You know what I'm saying? This guy was made here. Superman's going to be like, your little beam that you have doesn't work on ya boy.
Now, if you could guarantee me that their powers were comparable, fist for fist, like it's the exact same strength, exact same force of power, I might tend to agree with Kripke. Because then there really is no difference other than just the lack of morals. And let's face it, fighting dirty usually will end up doing the job.
Well, we know that his ability can't equal Superman's. Superman's ability is because our planet is different from his. He wasn't even built here. Homelander was built here. This dude from another planet that can go so fast that he can fly around the world and make time go the other way. It's not going to be a situation.
And he's also not human.
He's not a human being.
Homelander's human. I feel you, man. I'm not going to argue this one. You know who I think would be a better fight?
Huh?
Superman versus, I think a better fight would be Superman versus Omni-Man.
I'm not even familiar with I'm not that familiar with. I did read the whole comic. So
yeah, but from what we've seen,
yes.
Let's just talk about the show alone.
Okay.
From what we've seen, dude can do some serious damage.
I would say I wouldn't even put him up against Omni-Man. I would say that the other dudes that are sent to kill him are even more of a problem. So that person could probably be. Nope. You know what? I'm still giving it to Superman. I'm still giving it to Superman. The way that they built up Superman and what his capabilities are, he's a god. I would still give it to Superman. I think Omni-Man and them, I don't know if they could beat Thor. Thor's a god too. But that's, by the way, I would recommend, it's on Libby. The full comic series of Invincible is on Libby. right now.
I have the full comic series, but that's good for people to know.
Oh, I didn't think you read the whole thing. My bad.
I have it. I have not finished it, but I do have the whole comic series.
Fantastic. But now people that are comparing it to something we both love, they need to calm down. But anyway,
oh, hey, I got a question for you though. Let's go back to Homelander for a second.
Yes.
What's his weakness?
I'm
like, you know what? I think we should go to Google for this one. I'm trying to reference the comic, but I'm trying to remember.
I'm trying to
what his
reference the
weakness
comic
is.
myself.
Homelander weakness.
Because remember, he did
Comics.
I can't ruin it.
I know. I'm trying to. Basically, it's himself.
I will say this. What happened to Homelander could not happen to Superman. It could not.
What if Homelander has the capability of obtaining kryptonite?
Then that's a problem. That's a problem.
You can't count him out completely. Like, it's one of those situations where it's like two people fight and maybe one person wins 2-3 times, but there's that one time where the other guy wins.
Well, here's the problem. Let's just say Homelander's starting to win. And mind you, like Superman, they're saying Superman, you can't hold back. So say he's starting to win, Superman reverses time and starts over. He could just do that. So there's nothing Homelander can do. Homelander just be like, it feels like I've done this before.
Did he have the ability to change to go back in time prior to Christopher Reeve's Superman?
I don't know. Hey, Maj, could Superman go back behind? Has Superman always been able to go back in time because he could just reverse the world? He said, not that he knows.
Yeah. So it would have to be Christopher Reeve's Superman.
Yes.
Is that what we're doing for the sake of this?
We'll
this
say,
argument?
okay, what we'll say is for the sake of, let's say he can't reverse time.
Uh-huh.
If Superman has, as in like, I take out the moral compass of Superman, he pretty much kills Homelander within seconds. Remember, Homelander is new to this. How old is Superman?
35, 40 in the books.
That,
well,
like,
depending
Homelander's
on where how far in the future you go.
And Homelander's young, dude.
I'd say he's probably 30.
I would say 25.
Maybe.
Either way, I'm going now I do believe that if given a heads up, Batman kills Homelander.
Here we go again.
If given a heads up.
I don't think Batman could take Homelander.
If given a heads up?
But if given a heads up,
he's too smart, dude. This is what he does.
But if Homelander doesn't have a weakness, like for instance, let's just use Batman versus Superman, just for the sake of this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Batman obviously boned up and had shit ready to go. He had kryptonite ready to go.
Yes.
Okay. But there's no weakness for Homelander.
There is a weakness, as we know at the end of The Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Batman would have caught on to that 128 years ago. He was like, yeah, let me just go ahead and do that thing real quick. He's just really good at what he does. I don't think anyone out of that region, Homelander cannot mess with any superheroes that are out of his little square thing. If you go up against Flash, Flash destroys him. I might end up reading it again, mind you. If I start reading it again, I'm going to read the whole thing.
It's worth a read.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to not, do something different. I got to stop rereading shit. Is the thing.
Oh, you know what I got? What they just dropped on Libby 2?
What's that?
Sandman. The entire series by Neil Gaiman.
Oh, nice. That's worth a read.
Oh, dude.
How long does it take to get that, though? Like 12 weeks?
Oh, two in Fresno.
Oh, not bad.
No, but anyway, I would say there is no one that Homelander beats. Well, with superpowers. Like, I think Homelander could beat, oh man, if he went up against Hawkeye, I think he beats Hawkeye.
Yeah, he's gonna fuck Hawkeye up. By the way, if Batman doesn't have the heads up, he's fucking toast.
Yes, for sure.
Because Homelander could take him out from the sky.
That easy. Oh, for sure. I think he obviously beats Black Widow. He beats Yelena.
I mean, but you're talking mortal versus immortal.
Exactly. He doesn't mess with Thor. I don't know.
I think he could give Thor a run for his money.
But man, once Thor gets those lightning in his eyes, dude, it's game time. He can't fly anywhere.
With the power of Stormbreaker.
Dude, he'd be a pro. He's not messing with, I think he gets Captain America and he gets Black Panther.
Could he take out Thanos, no stones?
Ooh, Dan.
No stones.
Yeah, he'd go for the head. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, he takes out Thanos. He's not messing. The only people that are beating him is
I
Thor.
picture people just yelling at their phone right now.
Well, I don't think so. I think it would, no matter who knows what, it's debatable for sure. Homelander, I think the only two people that get Homelander are, I think Doctor Strange can put him in an alternate universe and then he's just gone. That's what he would do. He would just like, you're gone. I'm not even dealing with you. That's what he would do. He'd put him in a loop.
Captain America versus Homelander.
Oh, dude, Captain's gone. Black Panther and Captain America are gone.
I do not think you are paying fair.
Gee. Well, then again, though,
but remember, Captain could do this all day.
Yeah, that's
and according to Black Panther, this never gets old.
And also, Black Panther's suit is made of,
Well, it wasn't working for him, Infinity War.
Yeah, it was. He didn't get jacked up.
Thanos was fucking him up. They had to go give him backup.
Oh, you're right. But he had the stones.
That's true. He had the stones. No, I'm thinking Thanos can take Black Panther. No stones.
I don't think so. I don't think he could take any of them. Those. Oh, he took Hulk.
He beat the shit out of Hulk.
But he had
and
stones.
Made him cry. He only had a few stones, but enough.
With no stones, Thanos is still a problem. Make no mistake. Thanos is still a problem with no stones. That dude has been trained. His book is great. But I think Thor takes him. Iron Man's done. Like, he doesn't even have a shot. He would quite literally just zap his heart and call it a day. Dude, a lot of the Avengers aren't Hulk might. Oh, I don't know.
Let's freshen it up a little bit, Steve. We don't know a lot about this person yet. Let's get some 10 rings involved. Is Shang-Chi doing damage to Homelander? Them rings are no joke.
I don't think Homelander's messing with Shang-Chi, dude.
I don't think so either.
I don't think when he got them, when like you can
those rings are dope.
They could just rip someone apart. But then again, I don't know how strong Homelander is. Nope, they're not 10 rings strong. He's not 10 rings strong.
I don't think he's strong.
Shang-Chi.
Because you know what? We haven't even learned what the 10 rings are capable of yet.
The Avengers don't know. They're like, we don't even know, where did you get these things?
Exactly.
But yeah, the only people that are getting them are Doctor Strange, Shang-Chi, and Thor so far. And again, Doctor Strange ain't fighting him. He's just be like, okay, I'm going to throw you into a loop and call it a freaking day, man. I ain't got time for this bull jive.
All right. That's not a bad little run that we just did right there. Anyone else?
There are a group of people else.
Of course. Of course there's a bunch. But I'm saying, are we missing anybody?
I don't think anyone else is heading up on Homelander, though. Homelander's a problem, G.
He is a problem. He's scary as shit. Speaking of, real quick, I'm sorry to like kind of jump off, but still talking about Homelander. What'd you think of that 3D print I did?
Dude, that was amazing. Have you started painting?
I just primered it today.
Jeez, dude. What kind of primer? Can you just use any primer?
I use filler primer. That's what it's called. So like sometimes, and there's a few, like surprisingly very little, but you have these things that are called layer lines, and it's just simply the pattern. It's very hard to get like no layer lines just straight. It's possible, but it's very hard to get it just like straight off the print. Sometimes you'll have to put in like some people will use resin, which is another type of printer, a resin printer, and but you got to use gloves, and the shit's all toxic. But you paint it on, and it kind of like seals the lines.
Nice, dude.
But they have filler primer that does the same thing to a degree. But you got to be careful with that shit, because if you have like a lot of high detail, what this thing does, it could actually like fill in stuff that you don't want filled in. So in this case, I didn't use filler primer. Actually, I just used a sandable primer. But I've never used it before, so I don't know how it's going to come out.
Look at this guy. What are you going to use for his like skin tone?
I'm looking into that right now. There are some flesh tones that you can get. I'm watching a lot of YouTube right now because I'm just learning how to do like dry brushing and stuff like that. So you can add like texture, even though this thing's fully texturized, you can add like, color texture to it. You can add shading in very well. What I really want to get, and I'm trying not to, because I know that if I get this one thing, then I'm just going to go down a whole other rabbit hole, is I would really like to get a hold of an airbrush.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah, I want an airbrush. That's something that I will get this year for sure. I just don't know when.
It's going to be part of freaking Ray Winston's freaking creature group. It's amazing, man.
Ray Winston?
Yeah. I think that's
what are you talking about?
Let me make sure. Ray Winston. I just pulled that on my butt. Ray Winston. Yep.
It sounds familiar.
I might be wrong. No, I'm not thinking of Ray Winston. Am I? Who made the creatures?
Oh, you're just talking about like costume design and stuff?
Yeah. Well, no, yeah. Like the people that create the like werewolves and stuff.
Creatures. Ray Winston.
It's not Ray Winston for sure.
You threw me off, man.
Stan Winston.
Oh, I guess you didn't throw me off that much.
Stan Winston.
It's not like you went Stan
He
Lefkowitz.
did makeup, puppets, and practical effects.
Okay.
Have you heard of Stan Winston?
Off the top of my head, I can say no. I won't front.
He did the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park.
Okay.
Yeah, Stan Winston.
Yeah, the kid's got talent.
He's all right. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no Dan with his freaking 3D printer, though.
I'm trying to think of what the next thing I'm going to do, man. I want to do...
Flashlights.
Did you ever see Neverending Story?
I did.
You know Falcor?
Yes.
The Luck Dragon? I get these on the Patreon site. It's called Hex 3D. And this dude does incredible models. They're just fucking amazing. And I'm not even a big Falcor or a Neverending Story fan. I mean, I grew up with it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I appreciate it. But I always liked Falcor. And it just looks dope, the detail in this thing. But it's not like I want to have a bunch of plastic all over my house. You know what I'm saying? Like there's more you can do with a 3D printer. But I'm thinking this might be a good way to make some scratch.
You know what you should do to make money, dude?
What's that?
Oh, I'm about to hit you to the dopest idea.
Okay. Bring it.
All right. So Atreyu, and then half the horse sunk so that it can sit flush on any pattern, like any table. So it looks like the horse, he's trying to pull the horse out of the mud, but it's only half the horse with a little, so you can just set it down and it looks like they're pulling the horse out of anywhere.
I feel you. That's good. That's pretty cool.
You're welcome.
This guy, thank you. No, this guy actually, on his Patreon page, it links you to this other database and you can actually request stuff. Doesn't mean he's going to do it,
dude.
But there's so much stuff on there, man. I'm going to be busy for a while. That's why I got to do something like sell this stuff, or, some people hit me up and ask me to make something for them, which I just like doing because I like to paint. But, after a point, I'm going to be like, wow, that's a lot of fucking plastic around my house. And I don't want to be in that situation.
But here's the thing. Are you selling these are you like timing yourself to figure out how much time you're putting in and making sure that your price is reflecting
I'm not
that?
There's no ING yet. I'm just in the process of trying to figure out that, I want to figure out what my time is worth, materials, just like you're asking. I need to figure this out.
Look at this guy.
Shipping's got to be a thing, but I'm probably going to open up a freaking Etsy store because this guy that does these, his name is Jeff. I don't know what his first name or last name is, but each designer has like their own rules. So it's like, you can don't sell the file, but you can sell the models, which I'm really surprised at the quality of this guy's work that he allows this. But so, yeah, I have like full permission. I just can't sell his file because that's how you get you get him through Patreon, but I can sell his shit all day long.
And he's pretty good.
I'm thinking about it, but you can only do so much with one printer, particularly my printer size. So that's the thing.
And I imagine he's done some amazing creations.
Bro, I'm going to have to show you. I'll show you some of their shit. I'll just take some snapshots of the stuff that you can print. It's amazing.
And he came up with these himself.
Yeah, I mean, he designs them. I don't know how he designs them yet.
I have to imagine
what was that called? Udemy,
right?
What was it called? Udemy?
Oh, Udemy, yeah.
Yeah, I actually because that was when you were talking about that. I actually downloaded a few. So I have it's called Fusion 360, the program that I have. I haven't used it yet, but I have a whole training thing on.
Is the trainer good at the program? You've seen what he can do?
I haven't even started it yet.
Dude, you're going to kill. You do understand that you're about to be like, once you start making like Beatles stuff, like 4 heads connected or whatever, you're going to make so much money, bro.
It's a lot of time, though, is the thing. So I can't see myself doing this full time. I mean, and then it takes away from the podcast. It takes, you know what I'm saying? So it's not really my goal. Like, I'm going to get rich, but, trying to put a kid through school and my money's going in a lot of different directions right now. So it's nice to have a little something I can,
You are
bank.
putting a young woman through amazing school, Jake.
Yeah. I'm not going to be, I just don't have that type of personality where I'm just going to, this is what I'm going to do. This is the only thing I'm way too busy for that shit. But I'll print some models out because it's all made to order. It's not like I have to, oh shit, I got 100 orders last night and I have to have them all sent out. It's just going to be this made to order situation.
Well, congratulations to you, man.
Thanks, man. Baby phase. We'll see what happens.
We have one more review.
We do, man. Holy shit.
This shouldn't take long at all.
This is where we're going to piss people off, I think. We'll see. Because, if you haven't noticed, and I'm not saying it's something that we pride ourselves on, because it's not the case, but a lot of times Steve and I don't buy into the hype of things.
No.
And, you'll see tweets and you'll hear podcasts and you'll see shit on like Reddit, for instance, and people are just overhyping shit a lot of the time. I'm not saying this movie's going to fall into that category. I'm actually very curious I kind of already get the gist of what people are thinking about this one, but we'll see what happens in a year or so. But the movie that we're talking about is The Matrix Resurrections that just debuted on HBO Max and in theaters just was it Christmas Day, was it?
Yes, sir.
I think it came out on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, perhaps.
Something like that. Oh, I think it might have been Christmas Eve.
Yeah, so folks, return to a world of two realities, if you will. One, everyday life. The other, what lies behind it. To find out if his reality is a construct. To truly know himself, Mr. Anderson will have to choose to follow the White Rabbit once more. Directed by Lana Wachowski. Not the Wachowski sisters, Lana Wachowski. The other Wachowski decided to sit this one out for reasons I'm not entirely sure. Written by Wachowski is also David Mitchell accompanied, and then Alistander Heyman were the writers for this one. And it stars the one and only Keanu Reeves, Carrie-Anne Moss, Yahya Abdul-Mateen. I'm curious what you think about this. Jonathan Groff, Neil Patrick Harris, Jessica Henwick, and Jada Pinkett Smith. And also Priyanka Chopra Jones, by the way. Jonas, rather. I wasn't expecting that. Jonas. And Christina Ricci. There's people in this movie, okay? There's lots of people in this movie. But I want to talk about it, Steve, because I'm very curious. Before we start, where do you lie when it comes to like the Matrix? Where do you fall when it comes to the Matrix?
I think the first movie was one of the best movies ever made.
You still think that?
Still the first one.
Okay.
After that, they were just like, okay, all right, we got it. And I think it was just one of those where a person has a story to tell, and regardless, they're going to tell that complete story. Even though people are like, you could stop it right now. They're like, nope, I have an idea. We're going to finish it. Still an amazing movie. When I heard this was happening, I was really looking forward to it. What about you?
Well, I liked the first one quite a bit. Seen it multiple times. I've only seen the second and third one time, and there was a reason for that. It's because I just didn't like them. Yes. And I'm not even going to go, they were trash for this reason or that reason. My simple answer with Matrix 2 and 3 is I just found myself trying too hard to pay attention to everything that was going on. Lots and lots and lots of just babble through certain scenes.
Especially that white room one.
Yes, dude. Like, come on. That shit goes on for what seems like 20 minutes.
Vis-a-vis that. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it was a lot. And I did not care for that. And honestly, it's just like the story just kind of lost me. Like I'm watching these in the theater and I don't know. I can't say it was a mood that I was in. It was just, I just couldn't.
Understandable.
It just didn't want to enter my brain. It didn't want to stay there. It was kind of like in one ear, out the other. I was not impressed with Matrix 2 and 3. Now, along comes Matrix 4, or Resurrections as it's called. And so I don't really feel like obviously there are some characters that show up and there are references to the other two movies in this one. But to me, I feel like they didn't even really need that. It was more like a big bowl of memberberry cereal or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it was just like, hey, much like but nothing like at the same time, The Many Saints of Newark. Where it's like, hey, remember that guy?
Yes.
Well, here he is now. Yep. Okay, check. Remember that one? Here she is now. Check. There was a lot of that going on with this movie. And I got to be honest with you. I like Keanu Reeves. I think he's dope as shit in John Wick. I don't know. I couldn't see Neo in this movie, first of all. And what is the shit with him just putting his hands out all the time now? Like he was a badass.
Yeah, that shield.
He was badass. And now it's like almost like he's physically saying whoa at this point.
I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know what that was.
I don't know. And I just think it was kind of weak because we know what he's capable of doing actually.
Well, I mean, we've seen John Wick. Yeah.
And I can't blame Keanu for that, but this is a movie that we're talking about. So I feel like I should at least give my critiques. I just found this one to be like rather boring, to be honest with you. And just a lot of rehashing of things. I still have questions, kind of like I kind of want to know Like, what was the deal with Yahya as Morpheus?
I have no
because
idea. Dude.
He's the real Morpheus.
He's some computer generated.
A computer, right? But a computer generated version of Morpheus. Like, I can hear someone go, "No, it's this," and great. I'm glad you understand it. But to me, he's a computer generated version of the game version of Morpheus. In other words, Lawrence Fishburne.
I don't know, dude.
I don't know. And I'm just as confused with this movie as I was with the 2 and 3. So I don't know. I mean, I can talk about the individual performances. I think that Carrie-Anne Moss is great in this one. I think she gets most of the action, certainly more than Keanu does. She's kind of like, if I had to pick one action hero for this movie, it's either going to be her or Jessica Henwick as Bugs, who I really like, by the way.
She was dope.
Yeah, I really like her to begin with. And I was happy to see her in there, and I was excited. Like, oh, they're going to do a lot more. They didn't do a lot with her, but she was way more dope than Keanu was in this movie.
Word.
Neil Patrick Harris as the analyst was fine, but I mean, it was par, I guess. Honestly, I think the best person in this movie might be Jessica Henwick, if I'm honest.
Oh, for sure, dude.
If I'm being honest, and I really feel like I am, she's what I remember the most about this movie. Other than that, I wasn't thrilled. Jonathan Groff, who I really like, I think he's dope as shit in Mindhunter. Just playing, Mr. Smith, and that's a whole other thing I'm trying to figure out. I don't know, bro. I think I'm confused. I don't know. I thought that that Jonathan Groff's performance as Mr. Smith was like a little over the top, even though this movie's kind of over the top. I don't know. I personally didn't care for it. I don't think I'm going to hate on this movie. Like, that's the worst thing I've ever seen. But at the end of the day, I feel like Matrix 4 was a cash grab.
Agreed.
It was a cash grab. It was just another, let's work on some nostalgia and let's make some movies and see what happens. And I think they're only going to make one, from what I understand. They're not going to do like a Matrix 5.
Yeah, it's over.
Which is very smart.
I agree with everything you just said. I just think I was.
Do you agree with this? I'm sorry, real quick. Do you agree with, I was about to say this. Do you agree that Yahya, I like Yahya. I thought he was awesome in like Candyman and pretty much everything he's ever been in. And to be honest, he wasn't bad in this one, but I wasn't really impressed with the Morpheus character either.
Neither was
Even
I.
though it was kind of like, they were trying to be funny. Like, what's that scene what did he say when he steps out of the stall?
What did he say?
Oh, I can't remember his little catchphrase, but he's like, yeah, you didn't, he makes a joke about, well, I'm doing it, stepping out of a toilet stall or something like that. I was kind of like, oh, that's funny. But, I wish I could remember this movie more, but I was like really enjoying what I was watching for like the first, like say 15 minutes or so, because they're still setting everything up. And then I'm like, okay, this is doable. And then it just turned into that thing that The Matrix did. And I know people love these movies, but for me, I was never that into it to begin with. So like, I was like, okay, I'm kind of out at this point.
Well, I was
I
waiting
made it
for
all
him
the way
to
through.
see The Matrix.
Say again?
I was waiting for him to see it. Like, he's back to be like, oh, that's right, I understand this place. And that thing never happened.
There's a lot that didn't happen.
A lot that you pretty much just said everything. It's like after the movie was over, I was like, well, they said, oh, you got to go to the after credit sequence. And then when I watched it, I was like, why did I have to do that?
Is there an after credit sequence?
There is an after credit.
I don't even care enough to watch it. If I'm being honest, should I watch it?
And then people try to be like, oh, but it's a damning indictment of Warner Brothers.
Yeah. Now that's when I was like, okay, this is either kind of funny or it's stupid. It just didn't do anything for me at all. Not the slightest.
No, neither for me. Nothing. The only time I got like a cool feeling was my name is Trinity. I was like, oh, hey. And then I was right back to chilling.
But again, that's just one more member berry in the bowl.
Yeah. I was like, okay, we got it. It's so sad because I was really, when we found out they were shooting in San Francisco, I was like, oh my God, it's happening. Like, it's happening. And I think it's just one of those things where people that are willing to do the work to make this good in their brain are going to love this movie.
True. That's true. If you know the ins and outs of the Matrix.
Yes. If they're just like, you know what this really means? I also think those people are doing the work that I don't know if the director meant as truth. Like, the director might have just shot a scene with a gun and they're like, you know, that gun means Warner Brothers, right? And the bullets mean all the employees. I'm like, come on, guys.
I feel what you're saying.
Yeah, you're doing the work. So that's what you're doing. Have fun. I will not do it. I won't do that work. And I walked away from this movie being like, I didn't especially like it. And that's, if you would have told me, well, no, after the third Matrix, if you'd have told me you're not going to like the fourth, I'd have been like, yeah, I know. Obviously, I'm not going to like the fourth because I didn't like this one. But if you would have told me like years later, last year, that you're not going to really like the new Matrix, I would have been like, what? Are you crazy? I love Keanu. Keanu's a new person now. And yeah, I did not. Every John Wick movie is better than this. Every single one. And if you would have told me a John Wick movie is going to be better than The Matrix, what in the world? But yeah, I did not like this.
I'll go as far as to say it's a bad movie.
I think it is.
You know what I mean? It's one thing to say, like, well, I didn't care for it, but I really personally feel like this is just a bad movie. This was a cash grab. They had the opportunity to get a bunch of money together with a bunch of people that were willing to return, some that I'm not entirely sure why Lawrence Fishburne wasn't in this one. Maybe, I mean, I know he's older, but they could have done something to him. They could have digitized him. They de-age all the time.
Well, he's the dude right now.
He is the dude, but they had, I mean, they did use his likeness in the movie. He was there.
That's true. They used Jada?
And they used Jada.
So
a lot of makeup. Tons of makeup. Not great makeup, by the way.
And what I heard was Lana, Warner Brothers said, we're going to do a movie with or without you. And so Lana was like, I might as well do it with me. Now I'm wondering what would have happened without you. But I get why she would want to do it. Being like, well, this is my baby. But sometimes I'm wondering, maybe someone else could have had an idea of what to do with this thing. You know, I would have loved to see what somebody else would have done. Because they were planning on, from what I hear, they were going to do the whole bullet to all that stuff again. What, the thing we want to see.
Yeah. And another member berry, you mean?
Exactly. Give me all of that with a good movie, and I'd walk away being like, more than this. For sure. I would have liked it more than this.
No. You know what? Let's do this. Let's figure out a way to like keep the Matrix if you want to, if you plan on doing more. But let's just use Jessica Henwick for everything.
She's so good.
Did she die in this one? I don't even remember.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so, but I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, let's just use her.
She's fantastic, man.
She's fucking
fantastic. I didn't even
fantastic.
recognize her from Game of Thrones. I didn't even know she was in that movie or that show.
She was in Daredevil.
Didn't remember that either.
Yeah, no, she's great.
She's really good.
Like her a lot. So we haven't seen her best work yet, but yeah, Jessica Henwick is the high point for this movie for me. Are we ready to rate it? Is there anything else we need to say about this one? Because I don't personally have a lot to say about this movie.
Let's do it.
Go ahead.
I'm going to give this movie a 2 out of 5 punched off jaws.
I'm going to give Matrix 2.5 out of 5 video game franchises.
There we go. And I will say I appreciated the people jumping off the buildings to make torpedoes.
There were some cool visuals. I'm not going to say there weren't cool visuals.
Nothing to make me like, I was doing something else. And it didn't make me stop doing that something else.
Well, that's the thing. It's like there's cool visuals, but there's nothing that really outdoes the original Matrix. They didn't go, remember that shit? Well, check this shit out. It wasn't that. It was just kind of more of the same.
No, that was, yeah, I'm sticking. And it sucks, but hey, man, at least they gave it a go.
I think we need to get away from bringing back all these old brands, man. Like,
Make new stuff.
I'm not thrilled to see the Indiana Jones movie that may or may not come out, depending on, not to get morbid, but depending on Harrison Ford. I don't know, because I know it's pushed back. And
let's just
if it's anything remotely close to Indiana Jones 4, it's going to be a complete failure.
Hey, that was shot out here. Calm down.
You like that movie?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's so terrible. But yeah, that's it, man. I think that's
that was the first episode of 2022, man.
What'd y'all think, everybody? Did you like it? Call in. Let us know.
And y'all didn't even get the good stuff that we trashed.
Man, don't even get me started. We're pretty much doing what Ooh Electric Shock does right here. But what have we learned here? What have we discussed on this episode, Steve? Let's recap. Let's see. We know the Matrix is shit.
Matrix is crap.
We think that Superman could take Homelander.
Yes.
And you think Batman could take Homelander, which
if given a heads up.
But we do think that Homelander could take Thanos, no stones.
No stones, yes.
Okay. Okay, so we learned that. What else did we learn here? Let's see.
That Homelander could also take Captain America and Black Panther. I don't remember what we talked about on the previous one and what we talked about on this one.
I was trying to think.
I don't remember if the toilet paper talk was before or this one.
Yeah. We learned that the Flash 2022 leaks may not be that bad, but are pissing off a lot of people, and I'm not entirely sure why. We learned that Don't Look Up. It's a pretty good movie.
Not bad.
Pretty good. It's a pretty good movie. Great cast. Pretty good movie.
We learned that Dan is easily fooled by videos on YouTube.
We learned that I'm gullible as shit when it comes to videos. I'm telling you, G, I'm going to send that to you, and at least you'll see what I'm talking about. Like, he looks legit mad.
I know. Yeah,
you know
I
what? That one's on me, man. But that's, I don't know. You know, maybe I saw it when I was drunk or something. God, I'm just, not a good first foot forward for 2022 for me.
Freaking Dan, some guy walks up with a glove and is like, I challenge you to a duel. That looks real, bro. I'm like, I don't think
Shut the fuck up. It made sense to me. Like, look, put it this way. If that guy was to really say something like that, I would expect that kind of, you know what I mean? In real life, I would expect that.
Totally. But you think the handlers would have let that happen for 3 minutes?
I don't know, man. It's a long day.
They would have been like, yeah,
I don't know how these junkets
here.
work. I don't know how these press junkets work, Steve. I don't know. I'm on the under, like that bottom tier level of show business. So I'll never see anything like that in my entire life. But hey, guys, want to get a hold of the show? Hit us up at heroesofnoisepodcast@gmail.com. That is heroesofnoisepodcast@gmail.com. We're available on Twitter, I promise. Heroes of Noise. That's how you get a hold of us. I am Dan. You can get me at Dan Q Public, Steve at SE_Hudson Music. And you can go check out our lovely little website, www.heroesofnoise.com. All the shows are there. You can check out the comments and reviews of what people think of our show. You can buy some merch, lots of stuff. Voicemail. We haven't used that for a while. Hint, hint. Do your thing. Ladies and gentlemen, please, it's 2022. Let's get this show popping again. You know what I mean? Like, let's really put some balls into Heroes of Noise. That's what I'm saying. That's my mission for 2022, if I'm being honest. You can check us out on Spotify. You can check us out on Stitcher, still around, pretty sure. Put it this way, any place the podcasts are, that's where you're going to find us. Check it out. All right? That's enough from me. Steve, let's get out of here.
I love you guys. Enjoy your 2022 because we're going to be with you all the way through it. Peace.
With that, my name is Dan. That's Steve. We're the Heroes of Noise. People, be good to yourselves. Be good to the people around you. Peace.